Geez, Doom, you're like a child lately in the chat. I don't know what happened to you.
Another person pulled into the Pat Dixon washing machine.
I want to just put it all out there and answer your questions, but at the same time, I'm not looking to make this a 3-hour long stream. I never wanted to talk about the quartering drama. I just but I've been sort of bullied into it here, and
bullied.
So I'm going to talk.
I know that was such a bad choice of words, but I've been sort of bullied into it. Whoa, no, not a smart thing to say.
No.
At all. I mean, like a real dumb thing to say. In fact, I would say, wouldn't you? I mean, like that's that's just not fucking smart to say. I'm only here out of by what do you call it? I'm under duress. I don't want to be here saying these things, but here I am, thanks to you guys. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Like that was a really dumb thing to say. She's like, you can pretty much say, okay, well. Nothing here is going to be sincere. You should welcome the opportunity, to get to come in and, answer some of these things.
But wouldn't she be somebody that would be making fun of somebody that used the word bullied?
Normally, yeah.
Yes.
True. Yeah, but she feels bullied, right? Yeah, it's okay when it's definitely different when you're when you're the bullied party, you think, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Not good.
About it, and I'm going to do my best to address everything.
No,
and there's some of you listening tonight that are never going to believe anything I say. There's some of you tonight who might be on the fence. There's some of you here tonight who are just going to make content and twist what I say to fit your narrative to make money, and that's fine.
Okay, so here's what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
None of you are gonna, if you're not gonna, a bunch of you are not gonna give me a fair shake. All of you, really. Anybody who doesn't accept my explanation, you're just not being fair. She has pre-dismissed all arguments against everything she says. By saying that, don't you think? It's a pre-dismissal of everything that any problem anybody has. It's because you're just not going to listen to a thing I say.
And you're just going to make fun of it.
Twist what I say into something it doesn't mean. It's like, no, we're going to very astutely observe you, listen to you, and actually kind of take it apart. I think that's the idea. I have, I'm welcoming the opportunity to go back and look at this from, kind of from the start. Some of the shit she says at the beginning it's like much, much worse.
And that's your progress, and that's YouTube, and it's fair use. You guys can,
it's fair use. Okay,
make
great
content, of course.
I'll take it. That's permission, right?
But I just felt like I had to be true to myself and be honest and address all these concerns, and clear some things up. So
one thing I can't stand about people is when they have an explanation for something and they're just like, well, I've explained it already, and that's where it stays. There's no, but what about this? They won't evolve their opinion. They're just like, I'll say I'm not going to apologize for having Melonie Mac on to discuss Catholicism and blah, blah, blah. And everybody's going, no, but he says you should apologize for that. That would be ridiculous.
It's going to be a long night for her.
I mean, she ended it early somehow.
It hasn't ended, believe me.
If you think I'm a grifter, if you think I'm doing this for money, please don't super chat me. I want to make that crystal clear. I
want to say that same thing. If you think I'm just a grifter here and I don't care about any of this shit and I'm just here to make money off it, well, just say it to my face through a super tip.
Because I'll answer any question you have.
Yeah. I want to answer all questions.
Think I'm a liar or
let me just undo my bra. It's getting a little tight right now.
Whatever. Full of shit.
Yeah, my between the tits is getting a little moist. And,
if they're not funny, then please give your money to somebody else. If you think there's a streamer
give
out
it to
there
Dixon.
That's been covering this in a way you like better, please
give it to Dixon. That's got to be your bumper sticker. Or if you're running for president, give it to Dixon.
Give it to Dixon. Why couldn't she just say that? Like right here, instead of saying give it to somebody else. No, give it to Dixon. This is just Jules, $5. Thank you. I had to tell my truth. I had to tell my truth. I have to lie about my bad behavior. Believe me now, and also shut up. That is, why didn't she just say that? That would be borderline honest, and she cannot do that.
Yeah, she should have just came on and said, "Look, I'm not going to win anyway. Let's go look at some fashion models in Paris."
Yeah, she should have just right. She should have either that or just worn the black hat and said, "Yeah, I don't care that they got deplatformed. I don't give a fuck. I have a friendship with these people. Just because they do things I don't agree with doesn't mean I'm not going to work with Melonie Mac anymore. Doesn't mean I'm not going to have her on. She's my Catholic friend. That's pretty important to me. And all you guys can just suck a dick."
Yeah.
Money to that person. Support who you want to support here. And I need to say this up top. Kino Casino needs to get his channel back. The Clips channel needs to get their channel back. All of these channels that were affected by
She thinks Kino Casino's a person.
Jeremy's actions need to get their channels back. I think it's something like 13 or 14 channels that have been deleted.
13 or 14 channels she acknowledges, all deleted by this guy that she was just like, I don't want to be involved, and they should get their channels back. Damn, though. 13 or 14. Who are the ones that are not being... People don't understand how devastating it is. You don't just lose income. You lose, like, time, everything. You know? I mean, like, you lose currency. You're basically wiped off the map when you lose your channel.
Even your old material, right, is gone?
Well, yeah, everything. You disappear. Your channel disappears. And you can go over and... I mean, it looks like Venti was doing okay over there on Kick. But you can go to, like... wherever, Rumble, wherever you go. And, like, I'm grateful for the people who stuck with me over at Rumble. And you guys know who you are. There's some core people, but they just won't do it. Most people, I don't fucking go on to Rumble if I'm not, when I wasn't on there. I mean, when I'm, like, now that I'm not on Rumble anymore, I don't think I've logged into Rumble since then.
Wow.
It's, and I don't know if I would go over to Rumble to watch myself. I mean, like, give me a break. It's just, and it sucks. I mean, some people say you should build to, keep something going over there. Maybe so. Maybe there is wisdom in that. But, at the same time, like, it's just not as important to me. I'm over here. Thank God I'm back over here. For a year, I didn't have YouTube. At the end of it, and I just want to clarify this, I didn't do anything to lose my channel. I literally did nothing. That YouTube came back, and that's not me saying it. YouTube said it. YouTube came back after over a year. I just, they denied all my appeals and stuff. I kept appealing. One day I appealed. My channel just fucking boop, pops back to life.
Yeah.
And they were like, and then when I read the email, it's like, yeah, it was, you were not in violation. And, it was taken down in error. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody that was, it was consistently great numbers, consistently like $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Maybe that's not a lot of money to you, but it mattered to me. And it was.
That's good.
Yeah, it was a real fucking. It was. It's a real drag. So I feel for the people who have been taken down for like over this fucking personal grudge that this guy has. That he's just like, hey, I don't want you guys talking about me. And he still has that kind of currency. Apparently, Jeremy with the quartering does. And she's just like, yeah, okay. I heard from a bunch of people it seemed like it was a whole thing. But then, like, Melonie Mac told me it wasn't a big deal, that it was just, like, fucking bullshit and a nothing burger. So I just decided to believe that and go with that. She went with the thing that was more convenient to believe, which is what some ladies do.
Do you think Frank said to her, how can you do this to us right now, right? Like, how can you do this? Everything was going okay, and then you had to do this.
I don't know if Frank still mods her chat or not, but, like, he might have been the one over there, like, going, nope, banned, and banning people from the chat when they say negative shit.
Yeah.
I'd say Frank's probably not happy about this, but, yeah, I'm sure he's being very supportive.
I'm wrong, but they all need to be restored. This is bullshit. People are allowed to make content. And flagging for privacy complaints is is wrong. It reminds me so much of what Sniper Wolf would do with the stealing.
What would Sniper Wolf do? I ask myself that often.
We should have that on a new show.
WWSWD. Eddie Maddock.
Toyota Vegas for $5.
Melton is dead, dude.
Melton's dead. Oh no. The Melton's dead scandal.
Content,
Thank
too.
you, Edith.
Stealing
Oh, I
content.
forgot. I got to do it in my sexy voice.
Yeah.
Thank you for the $20.
Is wrong.
Was
The
it hot
Orange
where you
video-
were today too?
Thank you for the. I got to push these together. These milkers.
When I finally watched it, I laughed because I'm like, this reminds me.
KB, I didn't even think of, KB said before, Lady KB, she's like, are we just going to gloss over the fact she said she was breastfeeding her 2-year-old? I hadn't even thought about it. Damn. See, women catch on to shit like that. I wouldn't have even noticed, but that is fucking weird.
And there was something she said that, like, I don't. She said that she might have to homeschool her kid because she didn't get the kid didn't get any shots or whatever. Like,
Never had any shots. He's basically feral in the eyes of the state.
like we got that big one that leaves that mark on your arm, right? Remember?
Yeah. Some kind of a big fucking,
It was
vaccination.
just like one thing that you had to have. Everybody
like-
had.
This contains all the fucking right
Yeah.
shit, and you'll be good forever.
Yeah.
What happened? Here I sit with mumps.
I'm talking to you while I only have one testicle.
My shit is fucked up.
Sniper Wolf, you can't just take someone else's content without, you got to transform it. You got to comment on it. It's stealing content is lazy and it's wrong.
Nobody is all that caught up in the stealing content aspect, and she's coming out hard against that to show stealing content is wrong.
Yeah.
And she even takes it off of Jeremy and said, that's like something Sniper Wolf would do. And she starts talking about Sniper Wolf, right? So it's like she's clever,
Yeah, it's like, look over there. Hey, Sniper Wolf is over there. Look.
Yeah, like, oh, Jeremy, yeah. It's terrible if he did this. Nobody gives a shit about if he makes shitty content and steals and whatever, the people he's stealing the kind of stuff he steals is like, it's non-controversial. You know what I mean? It's like he's picking stuff that, like, I don't know, that, like, it's not the kind of thing that is gonna, like, get most people, going or whatever.
Flagging for privacy.
Wait a minute. Hold on a
complaints,
second. Put up Kim Nichols right there. You see it?
Let me see. Is it
It's
down
going
here?
to the top. You see it? Up a little higher.
Oh.
The other one. To the left. Pat to the left. A little to the left.
I'm not trying to make you come. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, Kim Nicholson says stealing Christmas gifts is also wrong. Oh, I told you she didn't know she was stealing. They were Christmas gifts. Her name's Chrissie. She thought it said Merry Chrissie. I don't know.
Is that true?
No, of
Come
course
on, that
not.
would have been hilarious.
I thought they were for me. I thought they were for me.
because someone's talking about your wife or whatever else, if you have beef with somebody, is also wrong. Okay. People are allowed to make content and comments about cringe moments I've had in the past. That's part of being on YouTube. That's part of being like a public figure or whatever. And I think
Speaking of
Jeremy
cringe
today
moments you've
deleted
had.
his Twitter. And I think I
Get
saw
ready
there's
for
a
a long one.
lawsuit out for him today, which is good. I understand. I've really put a lot together in the last few days, and the outrage is completely justified. These people deserve to get their channels back. These people deserve to get their livelihoods back. And it'll be interesting to see what comes out in discovery with this lawsuit. I also heard of another channel called Undead Chronic. I don't know who you are, but their channel was banned too, and they should get their channel back also. Any strike that Jeremy caused just because somebody was talking about them, that's messed up. And I hope those strikes go away, and I hope everyone gets their channels back. I hope I want there to be accountability for the messed up stuff that Jeremy has done. So I want to make sure that's clear. I want to explain first my intentions for my stream with Melonie. I had Melonie on my show on Wednesday, and I had been trying to get her on since really Easter, since my confirmation, since
Are
I
you happy
converted
you
to
had her on now?
Catholicism. I wanted to have her on
Was that
because
good?
she's my friend. I wanted to have her on to talk
Wait,
about.
now she's saying like, "Oh, look, I'm against people losing their shit. I really am." But you know, there I said it. What more you want me to say? I shouldn't have. I guess she's so fucking closed off to their other points of view here. Let me go back just for a second. I was listening while I stepped away.
Melonie on my show on Wednesday, and I had been trying to get her on since really Easter, since my confirmation, since I converted to Catholicism. I wanted to have her on because she's my friend. I wanted to have her on to talk about that, to talk.
Converting to Catholicism right now is the biggest like right-wing cuck thing you can do.
Is it really? I don't
Yes, I think. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
like
don't-
that's what they're all doing. That's the big thing. It's like we're all going to be Catholic together. Which is so fucking it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
You shouldn't be able just to join a team, like, by taking some fucking courses or whatever.
Right.
No,
You should have to qualify for it. Go
Yeah.
throw the football through some tires, show us how you can do the monkey bars or whatever.
Yeah, but like she's Irish, right? Let's stick with that. That's
She's
just
German.
or whatever, Yeah, just stick with that.
In fact, not everybody knows this. Her grandfather was a German soldier.
Whoa.
She told me that. I was like, "You mean a Nazi?" It's a fact.
About she just got married. I want to talk about our faith.
Can you
And I was so
imagine?
excited. She hadn't been on Simcast in a while. I was so excited to have her on and finally like reconnect. I know it sounds like sad, but sometimes I look forward to streams as a way to like connect with an old friend. Who knows? Like maybe it should have been a phone call, but it was a stream. You know what I mean?
I just
And
look
I
on
wanted
Facebook.
to connect with my friend
Okay.
about my
Don't
conversion.
contact anybody. Just look.
Yeah.
I just lurk on Facebook.
All right, they're not dead. I don't have to call. I don't have
I got
to do
plenty
anything.
of time.
Yeah.
The whole thing she's saying, like, all I wanted to do was talk to her about since my confirmation, and like, I can't imagine anybody caring about that, even if there wasn't a big controversy.
Yeah,
going on.
maybe if you were showing them pictures of it too, that would be even more boring.
Yeah. Here's me.
Mr. Dixon, as your internet lawyer, I suggest you only date women you are not attracted to in any way based on your track record.
Working on it. No, you're right. You're right. I mean,
Dude.
I know it's like he means it as a half joke there, but he's absolutely right. The women I've been most attracted to have been the ones that are the biggest assholes, psychopaths,
Yeah.
lunatics, turd burglars. No, not that, but that means gay, doesn't it? Turd burglar. Okay.
Maybe it's somebody back in the day that used to steal turds from people's houses.
Yeah. Like,
What kind of person?
nothing is.
He broke into my house and he.
Was anything missing?
Which I was really excited about. And I know I'm new at the Catholic thing, but I'm excited to be on what I feel like is the right path.
Catholic.
And I wanted to talk about that with her.
I'm sure you can worship Mary with the best of them. You fishy.
Yeah.
I never meant to like mislead people. I never connected the drama that was going on with Jeremy to Melonie. I never thought that Melonie needed to answer for Jeremy's sins.
Okay, this is the problem.
Mm.
She's not being asked to like suffer or whatever, for Jeremy's sins.
Mhm.
It's that she was out like saying that like it's hilarious that they got, from what I understand, she's laughing about these deplatformings and she's like fucking being a bitch about it and whatever. She's like actually trying to say, I mean, she's the one who told you it was a fucking nothing burger, was it?
Yeah.
The Tommy Jordan here. your lucky lol cow isn't an STI. I could have caught it 2 times. I guess you mean a sexually transmitted infection. Your lucky lol cow isn't an STI.
Is I next to D? No.
No,
Okay.
I think it means sexually transmitted infection. They might have changed it from disease to infection, which makes sense. I mean, they're not really diseases. They're just like, things that you don't tell people about.
I knew there was drama with Jeremy. I knew he had beef. I knew there was shit going on.
But
I never at any point thought, well, this is Melonie's fault. She needs to answer for this. She needs to.
She works for him. She co-signed it. She was all on board with it. That's the fucking issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way she frames this again.
Let's talk about that with her. I never meant to like mislead people,
Okay, now nobody was misled.
No.
It was that they could see you all too clearly trying to answer questions for Melonie and stuff like that. I mean, to the degree that she even addressed it, it was not very good. I mean, I'm not going to say that all she had to do, people are saying, well, Melonie knew, she knows about it and everything. And she goes, well, you don't even know the nature of their friendship or anything. Well, Melonie's sitting right next to her. You could have gone, hey, is that true? Would you mind addressing this? Everybody had shit they wanted to address to Melonie. And she's like, I don't know. And so she's not used to this. Chrissie's not. Chrissie's not used to this massive, people actually feeling strongly about something and being mad at her because she, actually doesn't or is doesn't share their, it's one thing not to share. Everybody is against deplatforming and that kind of shit, I would think.
Yeah, but not these new Catholics. They seem to be evil.
Meet the new Catholics, same as the old Catholics.
I never connected the drama that was going on with Jeremy to Melonie.
Even though she works with
never
him?
thought that Melonie needed to answer for Jeremy's sins.
So I don't think anybody thinks that. Melonie has done and said some shit on her own that they were pissed about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's deceptive. I never thought she had to answer for Jeremy's sins.
But sins, I mean, that's a weird thing that, just getting into the Catholic
That's the
thing.
way they look at it, man. They look at it as sin.
Yeah, but this is going to go. The best thing, what's going to happen. She's going to turn into one of these. She's going to try to be one of these church people,
Yeah,
Can't say priest, right? Because it wouldn't be a priest. What do they call the women one?
Nuns, lesbians.
Nuns. Something like that. That's the best way out of this now.
Yeah, you should just become a nun. Take your religion seriously and, give up this streaming life and go be a nun. I mean, really, it's not. She's going to be fine. Chrissie's going to land on her feet. There's people sending her money that are with her and stuff. She was being so selective, though, on these super chats. You will never know, because... Yeah. Unless we were there watching the chat, we couldn't see the ones that she was ignoring. But I know if she said, well, I'm not going to read all these because, that was the other part. She's going, I'm not going to read these anti-Britney ones. Yeah. But then she would read an anti-Britney one. It was just like, holy shit. And I suspect she probably read all the anti-Britney ones. And, there weren't that many. So she said, I'm going to have to do another whole show. Separate show addressing these super chats. I wanted to say, Tommy Jordan again. Mother's Day ended 15 minutes ago. Send her to heaven. Ooh.
Jesus, Tommy.
Hey, man. Too far.
Too far.
We don't send people to heaven here.
Not with these gas prices.
We kill them all. Let God sort them out.
I knew there was drama with Jeremy. I knew he had beef. I knew there was shit going on.
Beef.
But I'd never...
See, that kind of I knew there was drama with Jeremy. Okay, That's not putting it on Jeremy. I knew he had beef. Beef? That's making it sound like there's somebody out there that he's not getting along with. I knew there was a problem. So that's as vague as it gets. It's as vague as it fucking gets.
So when she had them on, last week or whatever... was there was stuff going on. Like that would be someone that would bring a lot of eyes to her and maybe money.
Mm-hmm.
So this is why she did this, and it backfired, right?
Yeah, she brought her on. I mean, she claims that, like, I've had her on schedule for months. I just want to talk about being Catholic. And then she's like, and then it just happens to be a huge fucking money-making show.
Okay.
Terry Nee says, it's good. It's nice to see you and your dad do this together. And then,
Thank you.
Thanks, Pop.
Thank you.
Thanks, Pop. That's my Demond Wilson impression. Thanks, Pop. Hey, Pop. I got to go pick up this
At
junk.
any point thought, well, this is Melanie's fault. She needs to answer for this.
Nobody thought it was her. Listen to this bullshit. God, it's so annoying. She's like, I've really looked into a lot of this. And now she's acting like they were blaming her and saying it was her fault. Nobody says it's Melanie's fault. She did things on her own they didn't like. It's like, this is the kind of shit that drives people crazy.
She needs to speak on this. She needs to call this out.
They're doing
So-
that. They're doing this.
and I never-
doing this. What is she doing the Italian thing for?
Because it's like a lot of Italians are Catholic. It's just the way it goes.
Madonna.
They teach you this as soon as you walk in.
I wasn't telling her that. God forbid.
Do you guys got the wine?
Chin down. Chin down. Chin down. Bring the sausage and peppers.
to speak on this. She needs to call this out. So, and I never advertised that stream as a call out stream or an ambush stream or an accountability stream. Nowhere in my title or description or in the body of the text of my stream with Melonie did I ever say that I would talk about the quartering drama.
How dare they show up and want to talk about it when I didn't even promote it as that? Can you imagine if you were like, hey, don't ask about this very fucking, controversial thing. It's not in the title, stupid.
Yeah. Can't you read?
This show is called Reconnecting with My Stupid Catholic Friend.
Or any of the shit that he did. So
Amazing.
I wanted
Amazing.
to talk to her about getting married, my conversion, and our faith.
What exactly is there to talk about? About your conversion to Catholicism and you guys bullshitting about your faith and her being married. Those are the three things you want to talk about? You could talk about it in about as long as it takes to say that those things happened.
Yeah.
Hey, she got married.
Oh, that's nice.
I became Catholic.
Wow, really? Cool.
Yeah, and I have faith.
You got to have faith. George Michaels wrote about it.
That's right.
So when I had her on and I see the chat, I panicked because I really wasn't expecting
Warning,
all that.
warning.
I wasn't expecting
Warning.
2,000 oranges. I wasn't expecting 2,000 brooms. When people say, Chrissy, the chat tried to tell you. The chat tried to tell you. The chat was extremely hostile. The chat.
Okay. That's how they're trying to tell you. her being told something, she equates that with hostility, The chat tried to tell you, well, they were being hostile. I don't like people being hostile to me, so I ignore it.
That was extremely insulting to both of us. And
100% of the chat and 100% of the super chats they were all so insulting. No, I watched some of those fucking super chats and they were just like saying, no, listen, here's the deal. What about this? And they were just asking questions and saying things. It wasn't all like, you fucking bitches. The words fucking bitches, I don't think we're in any of the fucking super chats. YouTube doesn't even let that happen on a show.
what am I going to say? Melonie, there's 1,000 oranges coming in. Let me put you in the waiting room. Well, I figured that I was really
Exactly. That was the option. That was the option, to put your guest in the waiting room and say there's 1,000 oranges coming in. Let me figure it out. Why do people say shit like this? It's like, it doesn't fool anybody, man.
No.
really overwhelmed and taken aback by all that. And I froze and it's funny because on my screen here, I have my
my bad, I be
questions
tripping,
from my
dog.
interview with Melonie Mac. And one of them
got
was,
that.
you addressed the quartering drama back in April. Now that some time has passed, how do you feel about it now? So it's like, I did bring it up with her. And even
So this is how she brought it up to her.
and it's funny because on my screen here I have my questions from my interview with Melonie Mac, and one of them was, you addressed the quartering drama back in April. Now that some time has passed, how do you feel about it now?
It's early May.
Okay, yeah.
Early. You addressed this back in April. Now that some time has passed, just because a month turns over, it doesn't mean that it's been some long amount of time, you know? She's what is she like? Oh, I'm still writing April on all my checks.
It's like a long vacation, 10 days and 9 nights, you know? It's
Yeah.
like it hasn't been that long ago.
It seems long to you. I understand, but like, no. Now that some time has passed, you and plus the way it's phrased, you addressed the quartering drama already. Now that some time has passed, so I didn't hear her ask that question. I didn't watch the whole stream, but I didn't hear that question. So she says, "I've got it right here on my screen. Here's the question," and I bet you, from the way she's saying that. From the way she brings it. I mean, just listen to it's very deceptive. Listen.
Melanie, there's 1,000 oranges coming in. Let me put you in the waiting room. Well, I figured that I was really overwhelmed and taken aback by all that. And I froze and it's funny because on my screen here, I have my questions from my interview with Melonie Mac.
On my screen here, I have my questions from my interview with Melonie Mac.
And one of them was, you addressed the quartering drama back in April. Now that some time has passed, how do you feel about it now? So it's like I did bring it up with her. And I even though I wasn't going to like center our chat around it. And
which kind of shows that she knew there was something there, right? Mm-hmm. She's like, I knew there was drama, but you knew Melonie Mac was connected to it to a degree because she's like, well, you addressed it before. Do you want to update your answer now? So, I mean, like, why would you ask her about it if she's not involved? Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, Chrissie contradicts herself.
When all those chats and angry messages came in, I just figured, well, I guess she talked about it as much as she wanted to talk about, and I don't want her to get her upset by seeing all of this. Like,
who gives a fuck if Melonie Mac gets upset? Tommy Jordan, her bot views didn't prepare her for real ones. Tommy Jordan spitting truth in a white way. Thank you, Tommy.
Expecting all this. And again, I was trying to keep my stream to like an hour and a half like I normally do. And the stream ended up going 2 hours and 15 minutes because of all of the super chats. And at the end, I was trying to like move it along. And I wanted to read everybody's super chats because I know that people get upset when you don't do that.
Okay. So Melonie Mac is garbage. And then one day she just proclaimed she was a Christian, but like she wanted, it does sound awfully suspicious when you put it that way.
She wants to talk about it. And I didn't want her to get upset. So I just was like, all right, a lot of these chats are saying the same thing. I'm not going to apologize for having her on. She's my friend. I wanted to talk to her about Catholicism.
It would have been a lot easier if you got her upset.
Yeah, you should have maybe done that because obviously a lot of people were upset with her.
Yeah.
So let her address that, you know. But yeah, it was pretty gross sometimes the way she was like, what is the word for it? Redirecting people. You know, just like basically she was answering some of the questions for her. And not really, letting Melonie have to, Melonie didn't have to deal with anything. She just sat there with that stupid look on her face.
And her getting married. She caught the bouquet at my wedding. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to be like, hey,
why do women think that so-and-so in a wedding is such a big deal? You know, like how Kiki kept saying, he was at my wedding. Who gives a shit?
Because that means that they're such good friends. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not
exactly.
like nowadays a wedding, you know what I mean? It's not like it was years ago, like my first one now. But like it's like back then, when your parents and that got married, it was just family and very close friends.
Right. And now it's like it's open. Well, look, it certainly includes your very rich you're very rich, the employer of your husband, former employer of your husband.
Exactly, because that was the envelope was the super tip back then.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just status, having Kumia. He
That's
was
how it
at
is
my
now.
wedding.
Yeah.
And
Now
they're
it's
always bringing it. She caught the bouquet at my wedding. I don't care. People, it's so funny. She says, I'm just trying to tell you where I'm coming from. Nobody cares. Caught the bouquet at your fucking wedding.
To catch your bouquet. But
she blew the waiter at my
so
wedding.
if it's gonna upset you that I'm not here to apologize for
She
having
caught the hantavirus at my wedding.
my friend Melonie on to talk about my conversion, I am sorry.
Wow, look at that. Look how she blows off their concerns.
Talk about my conversion, I am sorry.
Wow. She says, if it's such a big deal,
For having her on. She's my friend. I wanted to talk to her about Catholicism, me getting confirmed, and her getting married. She caught the bouquet at my wedding. I wanted to talk to her. I wanted to be like, hey, why wasn't I there to catch your bouquet? But so if it's gonna upset you that I'm not here to apologize for having my friend Melonie on to talk about my conversion, I am sorry.
nobody, and again, it's like that the way she frames it is so fucking, it's arrogant and dishonest and like just a huge mistake because people see that.
And for those of you who are upset that I didn't have Brittany on that stream, by the time she had messaged me, I had wanted to wrap this show up. I had wanted, because it had been 90 minutes. I get tired at night. But again, it only extended as long as it did because I wanted to get through all the super chats.
What did you say?
It's hard sitting here. She's got a point.
Yeah, it's hard to sit here and just read the messages associated with all this money.
Please don't give Brittany Venti crap for not being on that stream. Please don't give
Brittany she's doing the whole thing. Hey, look, don't blame Brittany.
Take it to me.
Don't blame Brittany. Nobody's blaming Brittany.
Give Nina Infinity crap. Like, none of my friends or people I stream with should be getting crap for how I handled or didn't handle a stream.
Handled or didn't handle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to apologize for having
We're
my
mad
friend
about the
on,
way
'cause
you didn't
that's
handle it.
retarded, and I'm allowed to make the content I want to make. I also really want to address Nina Infinity's stream from 2 weeks ago. So
you know what the funny thing is, Pat?
What?
The way she's doing this show is like the way the Looney Tune critics did this for no reason. But
yes. I mean, like, people tuned in to hear this, though. I mean, like, she had 5,500 watching at one time.
But he did it like, I have to get this out here,
I have to get it out there that if you have a problem with me, go fuck yourself. I'm not perfect.
because that's retarded, and I'm allowed to make the content I want to make. I also really want to address Nina Infinity's stream from 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, or 2 weeks before I had Melonie on, I was on a stream with Nina
was a
Infinity
Catholic.
and also Verbal Riot, where we did discuss the quartering drama. And I watched it last night to refresh myself because I heard that I was listening to Camelot and Nina's stream. And I was like, wow, I need to listen back to this. If we talked about this Jeremy stuff more than I had.
It obviously did not make an impression on her the first time, she's alleging, right? Like, you were saying all this bullshit. I was just sitting here thinking about, my Catholicism and my baby.
Remember, and I listened back to it, and I was honestly shocked. I was like, wow, I'm actually really embarrassed that I didn't recall everything in this conversation.
That I didn't recall everything in this conversation. I mean, it seems like, again, man, people are very charitable when they assess their own bullshit.
Yeah, you just say, I fucked up. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't remember any of it.
Like, there's no like accountability there at all. Just going, I was embarrassed that I didn't remember everything from this conversation.
It's and I dropped the ball. I should have been up to speed on everything, and but the main point I'm making here is I did not connect Jeremy's drama to Melonie, and this Nina stream happened 2 weeks before.
What'd you say?
Isn't it a Pearl Jam song?
I didn't connect the drama.
No, Jeremy.
Oh, Jeremy's drama.
for my stream with Melonie. So I had kind of compartmentalized that. I was like, well, that's Jeremy's stuff. That's not Melonie's stuff, if that makes any sense. I didn't bail on Camelot's stream on Thursday. I know he's making it sound like I bailed on his stream. I always had a scheduled guest Thursday. So I streamed with Melonie Wednesday. Thursday, I had my own in-studio guest, Nikki Huntsman, who I'd scheduled a while back. So I had her on, and she's not like in this part of the internet, so I wasn't gonna spend my whole episode with her going over this stuff. So that's why that happened, and Camelot knew I had that stream already, and then Nikki was an hour late, and not like giving her crap, but like it was an hour late, which pushed everything back later, and I just didn't have time to go on his stream.
An hour and a half, you got to be done.
I mean, you're due to be on somebody else's stream. Your guest is an hour late. I'm sorry. She fucked up. You don't do that stream. You do the stream you're scheduled to do. So, I mean, it sounds to me like how is she saying she didn't bail on it? I always had a scheduled guest. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, oh, but, I just ran out of time and couldn't. It's like, that's bailing.
Yeah.
That's bailing. You chose one over another. And you chose the allegedly late guest. Who the fuck knows? You know what I mean? But I mean, when people have ruined their credibility, you don't even know. Like, I don't even know if she's an hour late or not.
No, but
anyway,
it's just sad to listen to. Like, it's hard to listen to a woman to begin with, right? Let's get that out of the way.
That's true.
When you're throwing in all these other words to try to answer your own questions, and that it makes it even more sickening to the stomach and other body parts.
Yeah, sickening. It's like my dick has barely been hard for the last 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen to the charitable. Listen to how she says this.
Thursday, I had my own in-studio game to Melonie. And this Nina stream happened 2 weeks before my stream with Melonie.
Okay.
So I had kind of compartmentalized that. I was like, well, that's Jeremy's stuff. That's not Melonie's stuff, if that.
Okay, so she's like saying I didn't hold her accountable for anything. I mean, she was speaking on it, I believe. Who is this? Yeah. Manigan says this. Jeremy jizzed on Chrissie today.
But you see how far she tried to push Jeremy away? Like, he's all the way over. Like, he's not even near me.
Oh, you're right. The body language.
Well, play that again. It's
yeah,
like,
I will.
It's like, no, you see, I'm here, and no, he's like not even close.
Yeah, I was between.
So I had kind of compartmentalized that. I was like, well, that's Jeremy's stuff. That's not Melonie's stuff, if that makes any sense. I didn't bail on Camelot's stream on Thursday.
Okay, she says, I didn't bail on Camelot's stream on Thursday. Okay, now that sounds like I wasn't scheduled.
Yeah.
So what do you mean you didn't bail?
Thursday, I know he's making it sound like I bailed on his stream. I always had a scheduled guest.
I always had a scheduled guest. What? I don't know what's... Okay, why would you schedule a conflict? Then you go, okay.
Thursday. So I streamed with Melonie Wednesday. Thursday, I had my own in-studio guest, Nikki Huntsman, who I'd scheduled a while back. So I had her on, and she's not like in this part of the internet, so I wasn't gonna spend my whole episode with her going over this stuff. So that's why that happened, and Camelot knew I had that stream already, and then Nikki was an hour late, and not like giving her crap, but
Camelot knew I had that stream already. Well, Camelot thought you were going to be there. Yeah. Why would he think that?
It was an hour late, which pushed everything back later, and I just didn't have time to go on his stream after that. So
okay, if you didn't have time to do it, then you bailed. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I don't know what distinction she's making here.
I didn't bail on Camelot. I didn't purposely not have Brittany on. I just didn't. I wasn't trying to do an ambush gotcha stream. That's not really my style. And I know from experience that that's how you lose friends. Is by throwing somebody off.
You shouldn't worry about friends in your 40s, whatever. It's like, I mean, come on. It's like, these internet friends, right? I mean, these ain't people like you grew up with. sooner or later, something's going to piss one of yous off. It's just the way it happens.
To thine own self be true, you know. I mean, like, if you want to, like, have friends and that's more important to you than being truthful to, like, every other business associate and friend you have, you know, and your audience, then, like, maybe your friend is taking a little bit more than they're giving to you, you know. I mean, Melonie Mac is, like, she looks like a snake to me. I mean, she looks like she would fuck over Chrissie or anybody else in a heartbeat.
I have to clarify that I'm not being paid by Jeremy in any way, shape, or form. I accepted coffee from him for an event we did back in September called the Content Hotel.
Did she say back in September? Oh, she's pointing at the sign.
For an event we did back in September called the Content Hotel. It was, like 8 months ago. He sent me coffee. He was one of 12 sponsors who sent different food or coffee or whatever.
Can you believe that? Hey, 12 motherfuckers, 12 people, 12 companies, whatever, sent shit for that Content Hotel. I mean, say what you want. She knows how to fucking... She knows how to get free shit.
For the green room for the event. And so I thanked him, just like I thanked all the other sponsors in the body of that event, if that makes sense. So I thanked
in the body of the event.
Coffee Brain Coffee in the content house description. It's not like I'm thanking him on every single stream. I think somebody may have taken a screenshot of that and ran with it to make it look like I'm sponsored by Jeremy or sponsored by Coffee Brain Coffee. It was that one event. He gave me coffee for a 48-hour live stream 8 months ago, and that's it. I hope that clears that up. Another important thing to keep in mind here is that I am not the streamer or person that I was 2 years ago. I'm contrary to what a lot of you think. I am not terminally online. I'm taking care of a 2-year-old all the time, all day. I don't have him in daycare. I don't have him in preschool. He's completely unvaccinated, so I can't put him in daycare or preschool. I have to watch him. He's all day with me, and I am not trying to I'm really doing the best I can. I'm probably gonna have to homeschool him because we live in New York and you have to take like 1,000 different vaccines to even get into kindergarten. So I'm like preparing myself for that. But I'm really trying not to have, when people say, Chrissie, why don't you have videos on the background? Why don't you research more? I'm really not, I don't have the TV on when he's with me all day. I'm really trying not to look at my phone. I'm really not trying to expose him to my.
I don't have the TV on. I'm going to cover this on TV.
Screens while he's with me. I'm trying to read to him. I'm making sure he's eating. I'm making sure he's napping. Or, you guys, all of you that.
Making sure he's napping. So she watches him the whole time he's asleep when he naps. I mean, what about when he naps? What do you mean making sure he's napping? How long does it take to make sure somebody's napping?
Their parents know this. So I'm just trying to let you guys know that, a couple years ago before I was married with a kid, I did have time to do a deep dive on, say, like an Eliza Blue. But I don't have the time or mental bandwidth to do that anymore because my priorities have shifted. I'm a mom. I would so much rather be a good mother and a bad streamer than the other way around. And sorry. So I don't have time to do the research that I used to do or should do. I do a lot of I've done more. Now I do gaming streams.
You won't be a bad streamer for long this way. That's for sure.
Do reactions to body cam footage.
I think you might find that your 2-year-old's a lot more forgiving, but I don't think that the choice is between being a good streamer or a bad mother or a good mother. I mean, I've never I know that there's people with kids who do this stuff, right? And they don't ever have to go, yeah, I wasn't able to do a deep dive on it when it's the information is right under your nose. Give me a break. She's like, whenever I'm with my kid, which is 24/7, I don't have my phone with me. Fuck all this. I'm sorry, man. I can't give any fucking credence to that argument. You got earbuds? making sure he's napping. He does nap, right? And then by then you need a nap too. I get it. There's like, oh man, I'm tired. You don't have the bandwidth to keep up with it. You don't really have to know that fucking much. The guy fucking shit canned 13 channels. 13. And you know the relationship between him and Melonie Mac. And I don't think it would have been too hard to find out what Melonie Mac is saying about it. The whole reason that they're pissed, a lot of them, I think, is because she's saying it's a nothing burger.
I do content that like doesn't require a whole ton of prep work because I know I don't have the time to do like the research and stuff. And I've got like hours of shows to watch for FNT every week. And then I'm still trying to find time to be with my husband before he takes over for the night and I have to start streaming. So I'm just not, you might think,
Wait, he takes over. Hold on.
And then I'm still trying to find time to be with my husband before.
Sounds like she's almost going to tear up.
Then the other way around. And
oh, yeah, she does sound upset.
Sorry.
Wow, she's doing the tears thing.
So I don't have time to do the research that I used to do or should do. I do a lot of like, I've done more. Now I do like gaming streams. I do reactions to body cam footage. I do content that like doesn't require a whole ton of prep work because I know I don't have the time to do like the research and stuff. And I've got like hours of shows to watch for FNT every week. And
well, you won't have that problem anymore.
And then I'm still trying to find time to be with my husband before he takes over for the night and I have to start streaming. So I'm just not, you might think, oh, it's lazy, but like, yeah, I'm reacting to body cam footage. I'm doing gaming streams. Yes, I still do have some interviews, but nowhere nearly as much as I used to do 2 years ago before the baby. So, and if you'll know, people who follow me know that like I am not doing morning streams anymore because that's when I'm with him. All my streams are all basically outside of FNT 9 p.m. or later because that's when he is asleep for the night. And he's 2 and he's still nursing, and I don't know how to get him to stop. He even today on Mother's Day, I was trying to like pull my boob out at the brunch table. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So,
at the brunch table, he was trying.
Yeah,
to
if that's disappointing to people, or if people have a hard.
So it can't have been that long since she breastfed this 2-year-old. He was trying to pull my breast out at the brunch table. Brian landed test stream, $4.99. Thank you. I know lady lawyers and other female professionals that somehow have children, yet still conduct the research needed for their job. That's what pros do. Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's like there's plenty of people who have kids, families, all that shit, and yeah, they're not using. Let them come into court and try that shit, or let them go to their lawyer boss and be like, hey, here's the issue. It's not going to happen. I mean, you just can't do that. And the thing is it's not valid. It's just not a valid excuse. You can hear by the way she's describing it. The other thing is, you don't have to do a deep dive on this. The facts of it are simple enough for everyone to grasp.
Hard time grasping that I really have changed as a person in these last 2 years, and that's what's happening. Like I'm so fully dedicated to this 2-year-old that yes, that's why I dropped the ball and didn't research this drama as much as I probably should have over the last few months.
So at that point at 2, you would walk over and be like, come on, mom, tit.
I also need to let you guys know that major things have been going on with me the last few months. For those of you who have followed me and know that my dad was murdered like almost 3 years ago, some of it is pertaining to that, and I'm not going to go into like great detail of that.
I mean, like everybody has sympathy for somebody who was, murdered or what. I mean, somebody who's the Tommy Jordan should switch to making YouTube breastfeeding vids. Let me tell you, that would be popular. That you should see. What that can do to a woman's pussy, then you should see. This is the point where she starts bringing that up. Now, she says she has stuff pertaining to it, and I'm not going to go into details. I mean, like, I don't think it has anything to do with the murder itself. I think it sounds like it's impacted relationships.
Because that's not everyone's business, but some issues have come up with that. I mean, I don't know how many of you have like had again, and I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm just trying to give you guys a sense of like where I'm at. And I mean, I don't know how many people have had a family member murdered in their home, but it's kind of torn my family apart. And it's
I'm having a hard time thinking. The only way I could see it could tear your family apart is if there was a dispute over inheritance and shit like that. But I don't know if that's the case.
It's something I deal with all the time, and I don't talk about it all the time because like I'm not trying to fucking bring everybody down, but there's a lot going on there. There's a lot of other personal stuff that I've been going through in the last few months that has very much distracted me and taken up my headspace and kept me from doing things like catching up on the quartering.
Quartering.
And
yeah, I'm too busy having a murdered dad.
And I've seen people make the argument of like, Chrissie,
Pat, I think I'm in the
how
way
could
of
you
it.
not watch all your friends'
you are.
content? You stream with all these people. You're friends with all these people. My algorithm is not my friends' content. My content is my algorithm is Major League Baseball that I watch with my husband. It's like it's ways to remake your backyard, and it's like toddler content. It's like why won't my toddler stop nursing at 2 years old? That's my content. That's my algorithm. That's what's passing through my YouTube. So
why won't my toddler stop nursing at 2 years old? You keep doing it. Since when? Yeah. Are we like putting it? I had no idea that's how it worked. You just like, hey man, he won't stop. I mean, at that point, when do you start going like, well, what were you wearing? You know, maybe you wanted it. Wearing something low cut, you know, and like the toddler grabs it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Why won't my toddler stop nursing at 2 years old? That she can research. She's like, my algorithm is, I don't know, man. I just like all these.
I'd like to see what it says. Can we look that up? Meaning you, because I don't know.
Meaning
but
you.
I would like to know what.
Tass, I'm going to let this shit roll downhill one more notch and see if you can find out why why Chrissie Mayr's toddler is still nursing it too. My answer is because Chrissie Mayr keeps nursing her toddler. I mean, to me, you're the adult here, you know? It's your tit.
Yeah.
No means no.
For people who can't possibly grasp why I wasn't up on the Jeremy drama and why I was not in a position to be calling Melonie, making Melonie speak on it. That's why.
You also weren't in a position to be fielding questions for her, though. You know,
no.
I mean, if she just would have gotten out of the way and facilitated people to talk to Melonie, you know, you wouldn't have had to, believe me, you didn't have to do that. You didn't even have to ask her to speak on it. Just like let her talk when the fucking questions come in.
Another point is I also used to work for somebody controversial. I worked on the Anthony Cumia network on Compound Media for a few
secretary
years.
For Hitler.
I think I had a show on there. When did I start there? Maybe it's like 5 or 6 years.
Also, I dated Pat Dixon for 3 years, so I'm used to.
And so I understand what it's like to work for someone who's controversial.
I don't know. I don't get where this has anything to do with anything. I worked for Anthony Cumia. Therefore, there's just no connection here. I mean, Cumia was controversial amongst, like, I've always thought that, like, a lot of the shit about Ann is unfair. I mean, like, you know, like, people, a lot of the shit they say about him is fucking damn true, you know? Some people don't like that he speaks his mind on race and shit like that, you know? And yes, I'm putting that kindly. He's a fucking racist, okay? But he owns it, and that's the way he is and shit. So, like,
he owns it. You can't own it.
It's not legal to own one.
Is that why he moved up there?
He does not own any. He rents. He rents them. He leases. I think the word technically. Anyway, he is. I think that there's no connection. She's trying to make it like all controversial people are created equal.
Controversial. For years, even now, even though Compound Media has been over.
Ask Cumia how he feels. Ask Cumia how he feels about this quartering guy.
Years. I still get shit for working for Anthony Cumia. He's got himself into a lot of controversy, and he has had a lot of drama that I have had nothing to do with. But yet the internet still demands I explain or speak on his behalf, or what I'm trying to say is like, I know Melonie worked for somebody controversial, but I didn't think that reflected on her because I also used to work for somebody controversial. I used to work for
he sent me to January 6th thing. He sent me there.
I don't think though, like, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But I don't think that they're mad at Melonie just for working for him.
No, it's a reason why. He struck everybody.
Yeah, he got everybody. He nuked, and she did confirm it, like 13 or 14 channels, okay? And it just happened, and she seems to have no problem with it, be all for it, and people feel they feel angry about that.
And look what she's doing right now. She's clutching her new pearls that she has.
Yes, her new pearls, and I think she's probably trying to protect her breast from her 2-year-old.
Are you ever full?
That'd be a great expression that'd be a great thumbnail actually for the video. Why won't my 2-year-old stop breastfeeding?
A lot of people didn't like him. A lot of people have said horrible things about.
But these, like, it's weird. It's like, did you not, like, you could have run all this through Grok or whoever, whatever, and gone, do you think these, does this make sense? Am I being, and then it would have gone, well, actually, that doesn't really explain it. There's a big difference here.
About him too.
These analogies
so
suck.
I keep that in mind. And for those of you that are upset that I am only streaming on Sunday instead of Thursday,
she just did a Thursday show.
Mm-hmm.
For those of can you imagine like addressing this as part of this whole controversy? For those of you who are upset that I'm just streaming Sunday,
look, I had my planned show on Thursday. Friday is when I go on Friday Night Tights. I was asked to not go on there, and no shade to Gary. Like that's what he needed to do for his show. I totally get that's what they wanted to do for their show. And then we went away for Mother's Day weekend. So I'm not going to inconvenience my in-laws, my husband, the baby, 2 dogs. I'm not going to say, hey, everybody, can we cancel our weekend plans? I have to make a video.
But didn't you realize
address angry people who hate me and will never believe a thing I say anyway?
Right? 2 dogs, a kid, like all this is a lot of work, It's like, yeah, things are gonna everybody deals with this stuff, everybody.
I mean, saying you don't want to inconvenience your dogs is like about the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
That's right.
I don't want to inconvenience my baby, my husband, my 2 dogs.
I totally get that's what they wanted to do for their show. And then we went away for Mother's Day weekend. So I'm not going to inconvenience my in-laws, my husband, the baby, 2 dogs. I'm not going to say, hey, everybody, can we cancel our weekend plans? I have to make a video and address angry people who hate me and will never believe a thing I say anyway. So that's why I'm here Sunday doing my weekly show and talking about it here.
Wait, what is that?
She should have just recorded a video, put it up, and
she could have. I mean, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
No,
would have been easy to do.
Yeah.
What's so hard about that? And that's what she said by doing a video. I mean, the other thing is, she just said, "Okay, well, I got but the way she put it, I was asked not to come on or whatever. That's different from being canceled from the show or whatever. Mm-hmm. But like. Why didn't she just do it Friday when she was supposed to be on Friday Night Tights? I mean, she had time, is what I'm saying. Just like you are. It's like you can't just like say, "Oh no, there was no time anyway." It was either she had to either pick the quartering controversy or all her in-laws, family, 2 dogs, and everything else,
or feed the dogs.
Or the dogs were going to starve to death.
Yeah.
Here's Melonie Mac. Here's what she looks like.
Okay.
Do you trust that person? I don't trust that person.
I mean,
I have an instinctive distrust of somebody who looks like this. No offense. She's not the half black one. That's the other one.
No, yeah, little crazy eyes, I guess.
Her dogs won't stop breastfeeding.
Yeah, they're only 2 years old.
What not Chaser says her dogs won't stop breastfeeding.
When they're 3, they'll stop.
It would be very inconvenient for them. All right. I think it's none of these things are. That's Melonie Mac. That's Mel Mac, isn't that's Mork's home planet, right? Or no, Alf.
And I think I've pretty much addressed all the points that I've wanted to, that I feel like have been mostly the concerns of many of the people who've been critical of me. And I don't appreciate.
She has a cabinet only for peanut
and
butter.
when people bring up, "Oh, Chrissie, you retweeted this tweet about SJW mob tactics." Yeah, I think the whole guilty by association thing is bullshit. I don't think that we should be coming for blood on people who are simply friends with someone else. I don't think we should be coming for blood on somebody who.
I mean, that's what more reason do you need? I mean, like, well, that's what her friend Gino does all the time, though. Like he is. If you give money to me, I say, like, it pisses Gino off when people give money to me. I mean, like, donate to the show, whatever. He's like, he's had full on tantrums, to directly on his stream, yelling at chatters because they donated to my show. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Brian Land test stream. Bob, what did you get Miss Levy for Mother's Day? That's a good question.
We went to a casino.
You took her on a gambling trip.
Yeah, that's what she wanted to go. Yeah.
I heard you pricing buffets the other day. You said buffets cost $80.
Yeah, it's $80, but who eats that? You know what I mean? It's like if you're bringing a hog with you, you know what I mean? It's a
it's
good
like you
way.
said, you're trying to win and everything.
Well, that's what it is. Like a Chinese buffet, I can beat you every time. I can't beat you on $80 a pork chop, and
No, you can't eat $80 worth of pork chops.
Or like
but that seems high to me, $80.
Well, that's what they, it's
Who the hell charges that?
You got to spend it, So we
where'd
spent
you guys
a lot
eat?
more at the casino.
At the casino, did you just go to the food court and say, "Well, you want the caramel corn or a hot dog?"
Basically, but we had fun. Yeah,
that's nice. Did you win money? You would have told me if you did. Never mind.
No, you don't win.
You don't. One doesn't win at the casino. The only one who wins at the casino, there's 2 people: Kumia, and that's not 100% of the time, and Shmuel Buckman, who always wins $3,000 on bubble craps every time he fucking plays it. How is that possible?
He's not human. He's not.
Had someone on, but didn't talk about the things that they wanted you to talk about. Again, if I had known and connected all the dots, if I knew today what I knew on Wednesday, it would have been a completely different stream.
I opted to stubbornly ignore all this shit.
She just has to see what's going on with somebody. Why is this buzz happening?
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Maybe look at YouTube and see, oh, wait, there's 13 channels missing.
How come nobody's live?
Yeah.
We can all play Monday morning quarterback, and hindsight is 2020. And
see, that's the kind of thing that gets people like off your side, is to say you're just Monday morning quarterbacking me. I can promise you right now, she's looking at the chat. Look at the expression on her face.
Yeah.
That consternation she's feeling.
It looks like it's that feeling when Tommy Jordan's coming to the stage with a camera when you're it's settled.
I think that's everything. I think that's everything.
What a look. I mean, she only does it when she looks over like that.
Today, what I knew on Wednesday, it would have been a completely different stream.
You think Frank's sitting over
But
there
again,
going,
we can
Ixnay on the being an itch bay.
all play Monday morning quarterback, and hindsight is 2020. And I think that's everything. I think that's everything I want to cover.
Tough night.
And I don't think it's right. Again, I don't think what he did was right. I don't think it's okay to flag channels for that. And I really do hope all these people get their channels back. And I hope YouTube restores everything. It's not okay.
And I don't even think that Jeremy would have. I don't even think he can get them back at this point. Like once they take it down,
You got to deal with
he probably you know what? He has so many subscribers and he's been there for so long. I bet you he has a contact at YouTube where he could go, "Hey, I made a mistake. You should just like reinstate those channels because," and they're gonna be like, "Are you kidding? Are you? I mean, dude, you know, I don't know how that would go. I really don't. I don't know if I don't know. I don't even know if there are people at YouTube.
We're going to put him up now. We took him down. You want to, are you going to take it down next week again?
Yeah, don't ask again because
very fucked up. So anyway, in my attempt to try to have a normal stream, I have some guests. Oh my God. All right. Maybe I should get to some super chats before I do that because I just want to blow through this. All right. Hi, Cherry. Hi, Kim. Hi, girls. I don't know the extent to which like you care or no, but anyway, hello. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. How was your week?
So uncomfortable.
I know they're just like.
I brought the orange chair for support.
Orange chair.
Support of your enemies.
How was my weekend? How was Mother's Day? Mother's Day is always awesome. When
Happy Mother's Day. I didn't.
Happy Mother's Day.
And Venti is here. Hi, Venti. Hi, Venti.
Hi. I have to. So really quick, it wasn't a privacy complaint. It was that Jeremy had threatened to get his non-Indian YouTuber representative, to strike the Kino Casino. He said he would take everything, and then he was publicly endorsing it, and so it wasn't a privacy complaint.
Okay,
that's true.
And then also,
they all know this. Even after this all swells up, she's still like, privacy complaint.
It's not about like guilt by association. It's that Melonie was defending Jeremy's actions, not really addressing them, and then reframing it as, well, it's just because the hater trolls, SJWs, whatever, and people who had legitimate criticism, rightfully so, of him trying to deplatform people that you're co-hosted with on FNT, him coming for me and everybody else, that's wrong. And Melonie is essentially co-signing it and not really addressing it on stream and reframing it like it's just trolls. And I don't think it's fair to say that it's just guilt by association.
Okay, so that's why they're mad at Melonie. That's why they're mad at her for bringing Melonie on and letting her skate by, because they were like, hey, we want to ask some questions, whatever. And she will, and what's her name here? Chrissie will continue to say, I'm not going to apologize for having my friend on to talk about my wedding or her wedding or Catholicism, whatever it is I say that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, it's definitely not. But she also, like, Melonie comes off extremely manipulative in this whole situation.
Well, as Chrissie said in the intro, she said that Melonie was kind of saying, oh, it's a nothing burger type of thing versus, Nina had messaged Chrissie about it. She had the stream about it where Nina showed the screenshot of the tweet from Jeremy that said that he was coming for my scalp, Yellow Flash, and a few other people. And Chrissie's coworker, (S), more than one. But anyway, so Chrissie had seen this. And when I saw this, after I got off the phone with Chrissie, and she had gotten done telling me, like, well, I didn't know stuff. And then I see that stream where Nina is breaking the entire thing down where, hey, like, Jeremy deplatformed people. Here's a screenshot of the tweet of him going after Brittany, Yellow Flash, and other people. And then it's like, well, I didn't know. It's like, well, in my opinion, to Chrissie, as I said on the phone to her, I think it was more than enough information. And I get and Chrissie is being honest when she's saying that she has a lot of in real life stuff going on. Like, I'm going to be honest and fair. She does. And obviously she doesn't want to like talk about it online. But anyway, so it's like this inconsistency. And it's
people are going to be like, what? Tell us.
Yeah, it has to do with her dad getting murdered or something. I think that she said it breaks up families. Well, the only people left in her family is her and her sister. So she's fighting with her sister.
One more thing. Specifically, Nina had sent a message to you, Chrissie, on the day that you had Melonie on. And she said, well, Chrissie, you're going to ask Melonie about Jeremy. And then you didn't respond to it. So I understand.
Okay, now what is this damning information?
One more thing. Specifically, Nina had sent a message to you, Chrissie, on the day that you had Melonie on. And she said, well, Chrissie, you're going to ask Melonie about Jeremy. And then you didn't respond to it. So I understand where you're saying, I didn't connect the Jeremy thing was connected to Melonie, but Nina connected it for you and had explained it 2 weeks prior. And then 2 weeks before that, you responded to Melonie's tweet.
Okay. I think I have to, at this point, just say, Chrissie Mayr is full of shit. I mean, like, this, I didn't know that there was all this documentation of her. The only thing I had seen before this was, the stuff I was talking about last night, that she was in a chat or something, and, somebody brought it up. Tommy Jordan, trying to keep up is hard. I tune out women 1 minute in. Yeah, right after you jizz. 1 minute in, right? Okay, that's good. Thanks, Tommy. Appreciate it. I know it is hard to keep up, but so I had to go back and listen again. And so she had plenty of information, and she knew the concerns.
Yeah.
And she just thought that she was just going to go, I'd rather talk about this, whatever.
I
she
don't
was
know.
just going to not talk. Yeah, just not talk. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you for the $100.
She looks so uncomfortable, especially since when she came in, Brittany, what was that I calling her?
Brittany, Kevin Brittany.
No, as soon as she came in and she didn't, it wasn't what she thought she was going to hear her starting off with.
Yeah, because she started right away. She didn't wait for her turn to talk or anything. So you're right. Look at the look on Chrissie's face. Whoops, let me take Melonie out of here. Yeah, she's got this look like it's concern, it's consternation again. It's like she is displeased by the direction that this conversation is taking, and she's, because really, I mean, everything Brittany is saying seems to be true.
Yeah,
right? Seems it all. Look, I mean, Chrissie's not kicking back on any of it. So
the saying, believe hotter women.
Yes, believe hot women is how that goes. Yes, not the dogs. and I'd say that Brittany Whitney is pretty attractive. I mean, like, I don't know her at all. I don't know anything about her. I don't know how she makes her living. I guess over on Kick.
Yeah.
So I've got no, connection with her. And so if anybody's like mad at her for some other shit that I don't know about, what does this say? It says, it's Brian laying a test stream. Thanks. Surf, sands, turf, and penny slots. Bob is the man.
It was unbelievable.
You have to surf, but no turf, okay?
I did lose 6 cents today.
You let her take 6 pulls? Honey,
Happy Mother's Day.
Usually it's 5, but today is Mother's Day. You get a 6 pull on the house. That is a pretty good way to go. The casino. That's a good way to control spending.
Oh, yeah.
This is how they tell. Okay, so I guess back to this.
So that I don't understand how it's the case that you didn't connect it. I think that's how other people view it too.
And I totally understand how people are viewing it. I did not connect all of Jeremy's drama and bullshit
And
to
they wanna
Melonie.
know
I did
how
not. When I
that's
interviewed
true,
her, it was to speak on these other topics, and I didn't think she was responsible for what Jeremy did. If that
okay, and she keeps saying if that makes sense. Now, yeah, I understand the logic of what you're saying, but nobody thought that. You know, I don't think anybody thought like, hey, we're holding her responsible for what someone else did, and she clings to this argument like it's it's the last fucking like it's a flimsy reed out in the river of chaos.
Makes
And she's
sense.
also
And
like overthinking her answers with babble, and it just doesn't come off like, you know, and it's like thinking about it, and
It sounds political, doesn't it? Yeah.
you can just answer a question, you know, when you have to go around like this, and just say what's on your mind.
Yeah. You can tell when somebody has when they're saying things a certain way for a reason, you know.
So when Nina messaged you, what did you think?
I wish that I had, like I said earlier, I dropped the ball. I should have recalled that conversation with Nina. And again,
See,
it's
even confronted with all this new information, she's just like, yeah, like I said earlier, I dropped the ball. You know, like, yeah, okay.
Dropped the ball. I should have recalled that conversation with Nina. And again,
and Nina texted you that day to remind you and see what the deal was. And guess what? She ignored it. So that's what she's not addressing.
Didn't reflect poorly
I
on you or
played
Nina.
stupid good. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work, you know, when you try to be a woman with words and so on. You know?
Are you playing stupid right now?
Exactly. I'm showing you how easy it could be.
And look at the face again. I mean, again with the Melonie Mac here.
Yeah.
But look at her. That expression right there is not one of like
it's horror.
Of open. It's horror. Yeah, exactly.
It's total horror. You know, that's when you hear the window break. You know, and you're watching TV, and then you hear a window break, and something's happened on. It's fear.
I think that this may be the way to go when watching what we're watching here.
I think
why,
it is.
Why
No,
even look at the other squares, you know?
Pat, you don't need it because the reaction shows everything.
Yes. All right, so we'll do it this way.
Yeah.
Like, we tried to warn you. Again, like, no one should be giving you shit. You guys are not my producers. You're not like in charge of my content. So nobody should be giving you a hard time. Or like associating you poorly with me. Oh, we tried to tell her. Like, I'm so embarrassed that I didn't recall that conversation with Nina from 2 weeks ago. You know what I mean? Like I said, I have a lot going on, and it's
come on.
It's not.
Come on.
I should have.
Come on.
Had all, crossed all my T's, dotted all my I's. I should have.
See, she makes it sound like I just failed to attend to the little details, crossing T's, dotting my I's.
Ruined my life.
I should have remembered that stream, and they're all like, she just pointed out that the chick messaged you and asked you that.
Yeah.
I
should have been more. I'm thinking I'm just talk to her about what I want to talk to her about, which is my conversion, which is not something I have to like research because I just went through it. And
but you said there was conflicting things, right? That Melonie was saying like, oh, it's a nothing burger essentially, right? Mm-hmm. But Nina 2 weeks had told you otherwise. So if you're saying that you had her on anyway because there was a confliction, then that doesn't make sense to say that therefore you didn't know. But even if we did assume that, right, and it's like, you just didn't remember from 2 weeks ago, even though it's serious, like I think that would be something to remember when he's saying he's going to go after me and he's already deplatformed people. I think that's on your responsibility, especially because we've known each other a long time and we worked together a long time to take something like that seriously. And when Nina's telling you as your friend, so she even told you the day of, she told you before she had her on.
Into it, and one friend is saying, it's a nothing burger. It's like that cancels each other out. And then when in my tweet where I was like, what's going on with Jeremy? Everyone's like, he's a cuck. He's a cuck. It's like, I'm not interested in his love life. Okay. I think
you already
anybody
gave
can
this
understand
answer, though.
These are conflicting, confusing messages. And the friend I'm about to do a stream with is saying it's no big deal. So I'm kind of going to go with that because that is who I'm going to speak with. If that makes sense. Again,
I see what you're saying. But
I heard
if you're
Dan
saying
Rather
that
say that
everything I do now,
What do you wait? What was it he said?
No, it's just that I'm going to go with who I talked to last.
I found that the most recent person is going to be the more. Yeah. Whoever I spoke to most recently, that's who I'm going with. I'm Dan Rather.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather not address this controversy. It's fucked up. It's so. See, she isn't like. And Brittany was trying to emphasize, and she just messaged you, and she's like, "Hey, one person's telling me one thing, another person's telling me the other." It's this is fucking annoying.
And like putting all the dots together, and I have spent so much time these last few days, literally ignoring my toddler to the point where he's in tears and making a fucking fit.
And you think that is like? Did you hear what she just said? It's Mother's Day weekend, you've been. How have you spent the last few days ignoring your fucking kid when you said you went to spend the weekend with your in-laws? So she has it both ways. She's like, I'm not going to like cancel my weekend so that I can make a video about the quartering. And now she's like, I've spent the last few days ignoring my toddler till he's in tears.
Oh, Jesus.
Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants you to ignore your toddler till he's in tears. That's not what anybody's going for. This is just a completely bullshit frame.
But mommy's got to get up in the quartering drama, so tough shit.
So, hey, tough shit. See what you've done? See what you've made me do to my toddler? Give him the tit. He'll be fine.
Watch Sesame Street. And that's what we had to do these last few days. So, again,
Chrissie, I'm really sorry that happened.
Like I did today, back then, it would have been a completely different interview.
But when you're saying stuff like that, it makes it sound like, well, dang, I have to like take accountability here. And it's like, you open the stream with, I was bullied into it. And I don't think anybody would want you to say anything you don't mean if you're bullied into this. Like, who's bullying you into this? And all I'm saying is that there was a conflict with Nina telling you about Melonie the day of in the message. Hey, you're going to ask about Jeremy.
Yeah, I didn't see that message.
So there's that.
Before I streamed with Melonie, I was focusing on Melonie and these issues that I'm dealing with. It was literally taking place the whole morning of before I streamed with Melonie. So I'm focusing on my private stuff, and then at night I had my stream with Melonie. So again, like hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, I mean, what I said this to Chrissie before, and she's correct. Hindsight is 2020. But in a situation like that, where like you may not be like up to date, or not necessarily not up to date, but not have connected the pieces yourself. You're trying to have a different kind of stream. If you're having a stream with your friend and someone's trying to like say, oh no, like switch the stream, have somebody else on, at the very least, you could say like, I'll let Melonie decide if it's too much for her. Then we can do a different stream where we talk about this. That way there's transparency for everyone. Because like D-Day Cobra said it best, like the chat is the most important part of the stream. That's why we're here. It's what we do it for. So yeah, like, is there a better way to have handled that situation? I completely agree. I also understand being overwhelmed by chat in the moment.
I want everybody to know I'm donating 100% of the proceeds from the show tonight to Toys for Tots. Okay, so
nice.
I'm going to make sure that they're taken care of, and also tits for tots.
Moment. And I watch your content. I think you're a great content creator. I think you're coming from a place of truth and logic. I don't think that you're trying to be malicious. Neither do I don't think Chrissie's trying to be malicious, but I definitely don't think you're on here to be any kind of like, just like get like get little digs in at all. But I do think that maybe there could be some kind of like meet in the middle moment here, and I hope we could get to that. But I do understand how it looks, and appearances are truth, so they say, and that maybe should be addressed. But that's just coming from someone who's like observing, Chrissie's side of things, and then trying to see Jeremy. He's his asshole. I think we can all agree he's like done the most fucked up shit here. And like, anyway, I don't necessarily, I don't have to go into my whole opinion on that right now. But I just hope that like this can be a setting where we can, meet in the middle a little bit.
So
Yeah.
why wasn't it a red flag for you when you have two conflicting things? Because you said you were thinking about the Nina thing, you're thinking about the Melonie thing. They're saying conflicting things. She's saying it's nothing burger. Nina's like, Chrissie, this is serious. Why is that not a red flag to look further into?
I mean, I know, like, Brittany, you're probably wishing, like, Chrissie, why didn't you handle this like I would have handled it? And, like, I wish I had your brain. I wish I had.
She's playing stupid again, but now she wishes, she had someone else's brain.
Yeah, I wish that I was smart like you. I wouldn't have fucked up like this.
Your talent for investigative journalism. I wish I had your talent for deep dives. It's why people love you, Bendy. It's why you have a whole chat calling for you. It's because you're so good at.
She thinks that this flattery is going to work on Brittany Venti, and I don't believe it's going to.
What you do, and it's why you're fun to watch and you're entertaining and you're fun to have on stream.
It's why I don't want you to fuck with me tonight.
I can't go back and change anything. I can only try to illuminate what was going on with me at the time.
Jesus.
Right. So I understand
Did
you're
she
saying
buy
there's
that?
your intent there, but obviously, like, there was a misstep. And when you're saying things like, hey, I'm being bullied into it, and like, I'm apologizing for having Melonie on, it's not that people want you. I mean, maybe some trolls, but like, it's not about like you having Melonie on. It's the fact that she was on and then given no pushback, as she is essentially co-signing and laughing with Jeremy. You know, she's replying to his tweet about them
Nothing
getting
with Jeremy.
the platform.
Jeremy wasn't on.
Well, hold on. So on Twitter, when the Kino Casino got deplatformed off of YouTube because of Jeremy rallying for that and threatening to use his connections as a channel with 2 million subscribers, he posted a card that had like casino theme on it right after they got banned. It was the #1 trending thing. This is his job. He knows it's happening. He's been honed in on this for weeks at this point, arguing with them, going on drunken rampages, deleting stuff. He posts this card to taunt them, and then Melonie replies to it. So things like that are seen as her co-signing it, and she has not, even to this point, spoken up on her friend that, well, he pays her, so people have a problem with that too. And then she's not speaking up on the deplatforming. And so it's not, oh, well, I'm not going to apologize for not having a friend on. It's the fact there's no pushback, and the Kino Casino is not able to go on their YouTube and defend themselves. So that's why people wanted me on. And if you didn't want to have me on, then it should have probably been you that gave some pushback, considering that Nina had given you the rundown on stream. And it was enough to have some red flags. And even though it's a mistake on your end, like, there's still like mistakes made that should, in my, if it were me, I would apologize. But it
I'm
just,
sorry I didn't connect Melonie to Jeremy's drama. I didn't realize that what he did.
What was that noise?
What?
Go back. I thought I heard no, like.
I don't know. It might have been me.
Was it?
mistakes made that should, if it were me, I would apologize. But
I'm sorry I didn't connect Melonie to Jeremy's drama.
So it didn't happen again. I guess it was me.
Didn't realize that what he
Unconsciously
did
making a
was
horse
her
sound.
in some way. She was complicit in, like, the tweet you're mentioning. I didn't see it. I'm not like up on everything. I'm not watching everybody's content.
You know how many times a day Chrissie tweets? A lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's on Twitter a lot, just like tweeting, retweeting, doing stuff. I mean, like, her number of tweets for, like, okay, I'll just pick a day. April 20th. I mean, I'm looking, Jesus, it's like I'm going back now, and okay, so April 21st. Now, April 20th, she tweeted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Now, it's not, by some standards, it's not very much.
But how many replies, maybe?
Oh, the replies are probably insane.
That's what you have to look at, because 9 is a lot. Like,
9's already a lot, right?
To come up with something just to fucking say,
Yeah, and I think that a lot of it was, whether it's retweets or, well, that doesn't take long, and I can do that because it's just like, it's so simple, just do a retweet,
But the replies is what,
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, she's definitely not as not online as she's claiming. She's acting like she's like some kind of like I don't know, back to earth trad wife or some shit. You know, like I never have my phone because I have to, make sure my kid's taking a nap.
The only video that I ended up watching.
Well, it was trending for like 3 weeks.
Okay, that's great. But you know what's also trending is my fucking personal life and the shitstorm that is my dad being murdered.
Oh yeah, I just noticed that trending now on Twitter.
What?
The shitstorm that is my personal life and my dad being murdered.
That's crazy.
And other stuff that I don't want to get into.
It's
So
trending.
sometimes
You don't have to.
Sometimes your 2-year-old does take precedent over the quartering drama. And I
See that, then fuck you. Go be with your babies.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes my 2-year-old does take precedent. Like I don't.
No.
She makes it sound like that's the choice. That's the choice.
It's a good excuse. It's a good thing to put up against why I didn't do it. You know,
It is for like real dummies, I think.
yeah, but it's crazy to think that that's going to work. You know,
Yeah. Nobody's gonna like what? People have families and shit.
yeah,
And keep up with this stuff. They find it entertaining. Obviously, she did. You know, she just thought, I'll just bully my way through this, or put my head down and just keep running. You know, and I'm not gonna have to speak to this. I'll still be friends with Melonie. All that shit, whatever.
I wish I
Yeah,
could.
but you're choosing to work, and your work is to be free speech. And then you platform.
My
that.
job is to be a mother. I stream to make diaper money, and again,
wow, she's going real deep into this. You know,
Yeah, my job is being a mother.
just say, hey, I fucked up, whatever.
God, what a dummy. I stream to make diaper money. Jeez.
I already said I dropped the ball.
How many
I don't know
fucking diapers do you need? $2,400 last night? How many times does this fucking kid shit himself?
She should have said fuck Melonie. It would have been just as good super chats. And
It would have been maybe even better, yeah.
yeah.
Although sometimes people will rage tip, which is a weird thing. I don't understand that.
Yeah.
People tip more for a show that makes them angry than, one that they agree with. It's weird. Here we go.
how many times I have to say that. I
Well,
already
okay,
said.
so-
I,
Well, you said you were
It's like,
bullied
I don't know
into.
how many times I have to say that. What, your stupid fucking excuse? You should have said it 0 times.
Mm-hmm.
God, that's annoying. What is it she just said that she had? Okay.
Free speech,
my
and then
my
you
job,
platform.
my
that.
job is to be a mother. I stream to make diaper money, and again, I already said I dropped the ball. I don't know how many times I have to say that.
It's not sufficient. What
Well, why
ball
don't-
did you drop? She's saying
Yeah.
she dropped the ball, but she won't be specific about having dropped any ball.
Why? You know what? This is what I would do if this was so important. I would take the super tips down, right, or whatever, and just put up a link for diapers.
Yeah, diapers for Tots.
I
Well,
already
okay,
said.
so-
Well, you said you
I-
were bullied into it. That's the thing, Chrissy. I'm trying to point out to you that it feels inconsistent. You're saying, "Yay, hey, I dropped the ball," but hey, I'm also being bullied into it in the hostile chat, and then it feels like victimization, which is what Jeremy's been doing this whole time, which is why he had to delete his Twitter account today and run away.
and I.
Well, I think Melonie shrugged off a lot of that chat onto you, and I think you were trying to be a friend, but also like the chat was ambushing her for a reason, and the reaction, like despite the intent, which I've known you long enough to believe that there wasn't a bad intention there, but what the appearance of that was that you were trying to make sure that she didn't have to take the heat, and what that did was pass
Yeah.
it off to you, and whether or not she intended for that to happen, we'll live in a world where she wasn't being malicious, but like I think there's argument for the other end of that.
Oh yeah, Melonie should have known that would have happened for sure.
She knew.
Considering all things
Yeah,
considered.
no, I am
there
gonna
was
sit
no
down on that.
exchange.
Melonie would have known that drama would have followed her into that chat, despite how
Okay.
long in advance you had planned this. This was reason she knew it was going to happen. She knew it was all over the internet. This has been trending for months, and like I said, I don't know. Her whole argument about like, oh, I don't have to mention it goes out the window when you hear the things that the quartering is willing to go on live and say about her. So he's allowed to talk all the shit he wants about the people on his network. He's allowed to like,
Hello. John Mac, 515. Thank you. You guys are on the inside. Have you heard any theories as to who won alive your dad?
I don't even know anything.
I don't know. It's some kind of a home invasion.
That's crazy.
So I haven't. I guess it's unsolved, right? I don't know.
No,
and I have heard. There's one theory that I've heard, but it would be kind of. It doesn't. I don't know. I hate for you paid $5. I should just say it, but
no.
I can't.
No.
I don't know if there's any reality to it, so it would be irresponsible to say it.
Reflect on, we wouldn't be sexually compatible because I don't like her boobs. While she's on her honeymoon, she's not going to address that. Come on, give me a break. I think that
that's the same reason people.
Whatnot Chaser, didn't Chrissie's dad get impaled on a cock? I think that's a rumor. Yeah, I can't assign an interest to get impaled on a cock. No, but I think he got shot.
What kind of fences they have?
Yeah, that's. Hey, if he did, God bless. God bless.
Had quartering under fire for the bull and cuck stuff, because why are you bringing a swinger around your wife when you're branding off of being a Christian too? His co-host's a Christian, Melonie, very, very much online talking about Christianity.
So Chrissy, when you're answering the chats for her, like I said, despite your intention, that's what's happening. That's what people are seeing.
And I was so overwhelmed by the chat and I froze, and my instinct was to protect my friend, and looking back, I now feel stupid because she probably expected all of that, where I was not expecting 1,000 oranges. I was not expecting 1,000 brooms.
Were you expecting $2,000?
She might have thought you were okay with it. I don't know what's in Melonie's head, right?
Look,
but
but I don't believe that for a second. I think it was really rude and really manipulative, and I think that a true friend, if we're on the other end of that, wouldn't just sit there and say nothing while the chat kept coming in and coming in and coming in and coming in and coming in.
And she knew
that very much left you out to hang.
How could you not know, right? It's because of how bad Jeremy has to lock everything down. So I definitely agree.
We freeze.
Okay, sorry.
Has anybody tried to have a stream with Melonie where this stuff is specifically called out, or a stream with Jeremy where this?
Do you think she would do that? I don't think she would do that stream. I think if somebody, even in the neutral space, is yeah, I don't think so I really don't think she would. I think she would ignore it. I think she would, and then she, like I said, I think she knew that if she came on this chat, that stuff would follow her here, and she knew that you were a loyal friend, and I think that was extremely manipulative on her part, and I stand by that, because fundamentally it's okay, I actually know you IRL for a large extent. We spoke for a long time. We've shared a lot of personal stuff together, and do I think that you are a person at the end of the day who has malicious intention? Absolutely not. Do we all fumble and do things that
it's always a
are come off wrong, and you can add 100 pieces together and try to make it, whatever it is. You can add 100 pieces together and try to make it, whatever it is.
Hold on, you have to see the way she says add 100 pieces together, because this is interesting. It reminds me of a certain stream, Bob, that I believe you were once a part of. Watch the way she says this.
But you can add 100 pieces together and try to.
Oh my God, 100 pieces.
That move.
To make it, wrong, and you can add 100 pieces together and try to make it.
Is that how you add them?
Yeah, you do the baby bird.
Look, there's one there. There's one there. This one.
Yeah, there's two. Yeah, I like this. Do you like the view just on Chrissie as she's listening to this? Is that going to work? Or anyway, I noticed her doing that. I had to show it.
It's very uncomfortable. I feel bad for her.
I can't say that I do, because okay, go ahead, Bob. I'm sorry, finish.
No, I'm just saying, I think what she thought was going to happen, she was going to have a big night there, right? With the one with Melonie on.
Yeah,
this was going to bring a lot in. then she can do some. But it hit before anything else could happen, and that fucked up everything mentally. And I got to cover for this because it's it's a fucking drift, a grift, a drift. It's a drift. It's a grift. It's everything.
It's a fuck. You know what it is? It's a rodeo mirror in a clown house.
It totally is, brother. There's no doubt.
But I don't feel bad for her because she's sticking on this original argument that is the word I'm looking for specious. Specious. Let me look up specious. I believe that's what I'm trying to say. That she's saying this bullshit about. Okay. Specious describes arguments, reasoning, or appearances that seem plausible, fair, or true at first glance, but are actually false, misleading, or lacking real merit. Mm-hmm. Yes, her specious explanations are really insulting, and if she hadn't have just stuck to those, I believe she would have been much better off. She goes, oh, okay, well, that does change things.
She's almost like I almost picture her like Martin Short when he's getting caught in a slide, like his sweat coming down his face,
All right, when he's like the attorney, like
yeah.
Who told you that? I didn't tell you that. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Whatever it is, but I don't think the intention or the root of your intention has ever been malicious towards anyone. And I think that Melonie knew coming in.
Oh, the root of her intentions was definitely malicious with me a time or two.
People were going to flood the chat.
Not that this is a personal thing. I always thought, look, I was friends with Chrissie at Compound, but and we really did get along at Compound, like really well. I mean, like we were texting the April before the June that I punched Gino, maybe even in May too. We were buds.
She knew that you were a person who would be willing to stand up for her. And then when as it kept getting worse, she was just sitting there like.
And my
yeah. How was your weekend? I don't work for the quartering. I don't know what that means. Like, don't make me take out my triangle. I brought it.
And in that moment, I thought, well, it seems like she has explained everything she has to explain. It seems like she's talked about this all she wants to. And then I was like, oh, I guess I'm. So if it looked like I'm trying to speed through the super, I was trying to wrap up, and there's so many super chats, and I was like,
it didn't look like you were trying to speed through them. It looked like you were trying to, not spend a lot of time on it, but it looked like she was doing the answering for a bunch of them. I just can't imagine this being a problem that you would rest on, first of all, good for you. You have so many super chats that, oh my God, we can't even get to these. Oh my God, there's so many.
I can read them, but I can't answer them.
I can read them. I can give you but she wouldn't let Melonie, she wouldn't put it to Melonie. And she's like, I was just trying to get through them. It took you as long to answer it or longer sometimes than it would Melonie.
I was really overwhelmed, and I froze, and I didn't want her.
I was just overwhelmed by all the money that people were throwing in because they hated my guest.
To get upset.
Like nothing, and also right now, I can tell this is stressing to you right now. Like I can tell that this is something that's actually weighing on your.
You hear that, Pat?
I can hear this. This is distressing to you.
And the 3 women at one time yelling at you.
God, at least that means you're fucking all 3 of them, right? Usually.
Mind, and if it was really just about superficial nonsense, it wouldn't weigh on your mind. So like I'm just maybe I'm the pregnant woman trying to appeal to emotion, but the fact of the matter is, like, were mistakes made? Sure, that's absolutely the case. Melonie is being extremely manipulative. Jeremy has been caught saying and doing disgusting things. And it's not like that's changed. It's not like, oh, well, it's post conversion. After conversion, you're still talking about your co-host boobs and why that makes her unfuckable. So excuse me, it's just like.
I don't have any problem with that. Mm-hmm. That's one thing they've said about Jeremy. I have a problem with everything I've heard about him except that. I don't know why that's such an issue. Why somebody's boobs make them unfuckable. Is that incompatible with Christianity in some way?
I guess.
I thought that it wasn't.
We're not buying it. And everybody else, and she is directly covering for that. And she's saying, well, I don't have to comment. Like, maybe on some of this stuff, the network you're working with, like maybe you should have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and while you're right that she definitely has some accountability, like there's still responsibility on Chrissie too, though, as a
Chrissie,
host to
Chrissie,
research,
knock,
and especially
knock
when there's
the,
a red flag that
knock the
Yeah,
plug
like-
out of the wall right now.
Yeah, let's bring this back to Chrissie where it belongs, because Chrissie smiled there for a moment, and
Should have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
How
while you're
dare you.
right that she
Yeah, I just wanna
definitely has
acknowledge-
some accountability,
here goes
like,
the smile.
there's still responsibility on Chrissie too, though, as a host to research, and especially when there's a red flag that pops up. And yeah, Chrissie's saying she didn't do it perfectly, but like there's so many things along the way, which is like, you know, Nina tells you right before you have Melonie on, and there's a bunch of hours between that. You know, you're informed 2 weeks prior. So it's like it's your responsibility as a host, even if you're busy, your child, and of course you're a mother first. But like at the end of the day, the chat's still giving you money, whether you want to say it's your job or not. They're the ones still giving you money as a free speech platform. So to have Melonie on and she's covering for Jeremy and him deplatforming people, it's not good. And it's not good to say that you're bullied into this and that the chat's hostile, because it's valid criticism.
Well, it was very hostile.
So I want to know who's bullying you.
Yeah,
It
well,
was
not
very
not
helpful.
having.
Very,
I
very
would have
shady
maybe
and
leaned on
a lot
Melonie
of
more to
info.
answer the questions too.
I'm sure people in there were incendiary, but it makes it seem like victimization. So I want to know who is bullying. Who is bullying you to do this? Because you opened with, "Hey, I'm being bullied into this," and it makes it seem like everything else you say is not legitimate.
I don't know. From what I see on Twitter, there's very much a call for me to talk about this stuff. Are you kidding?
Now suddenly she's aware of what the people are saying. You know?
Yeah.
Now suddenly she knows what's going on online.
If that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
she also, like, if she didn't say anything about like how she thought
Your
this
job
was
is
going
to
go, I think that's
research, though,
disingenuous.
especially about the platform.
I think I just explained how I didn't have time to research
Well,
and I have a lot going on.
Melonie
I'm very
can be
overwhelmed.
disingenuous.
Melonie should have said
Melonie can be
something.
disingenuous. We agree she didn't handle it right, but
Pat,
the
hold on a
responsibility
second,
isn't
hold
all
on.
on only Melonie.
You know what people say they don't have time, right? You know, you ever even go on Facebook? It's always somebody laying in a hospital bed, you know, with tubes on them, and they have time to post that, you know.
Yeah. That's why I never go on Facebook. I can't stand all that shit.
It's unbelievable. Every time I'm on there, somebody's like, you know, I just got done, you know, whatever.
Or yeah, my parrot that I've had for 38 years died this morning. It was coughing up blood. I had to wipe off his little beak several mornings in a row. And
Yeah, it took two emergency people to pull it out of my ass. I couldn't believe he suffocated.
I mean, he always liked it up there before. I don't know what happened, and I spent $9,000 on 2 surgeries for that parrot. And anyway, well, here's a picture of him in better days. Yeah, the time is ridiculous. It doesn't take that. Look, that is a really fucking stupid argument, you know, because she knows plenty about plenty. This is not a complicated thing. This isn't some kind of like, I need to go to the library and get on some microfiche and find. Give me a break. It's not your big research project for the end of the semester, okay? What's up with this quartering guy? What's up with that situation?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the most recent one I talked to. Well, most recently I talked to Melonie Mac, who classified this as a nothing burger.
It was Chrissie's show, and she had Melonie on. People are super chatting, and then there comes the thing about me joining to give some pushback. Chrissie was open to it, seemingly, and then she said, "Well, hey, like Brittany sent me a reply too late, but I don't." And she said in the intro here too that by that time, you know, she wants to wrap it up. But I think 40 minutes is more than enough time for if she wanted to have me on.
You're looking at that as a Monday morning quarterback. You can now look at the end of the stream and go, wow, I messaged her, and then the show went on for 40 minutes. But I didn't know how long the show was going to go on for. I was trying to wrap it up, and then I was like, holy crap.
Well, you're the host.
And then it took that much longer to finish.
You're the host, though.
Of course.
It goes on as long as you want it to. It's not like you got to like fucking, you know. What do you need to jump off? Are you being preempted by the fucking presidential debates or something? Or?
Yeah, you don't have to put quarters in the machine to keep going.
I got rid of my coin operated internet a long time ago. So
explain to you, like in your mind, you thought there was enough time to come on. In my mind, it was late. I was trying to wrap it up. I was not trying to ambush. I was not trying to gotcha.
see, which one is it? Was it late or you weren't trying to ambush? Those are two very different things.
Yeah.
So when she goes like, you had plenty of time, she's like, I wasn't trying to go on late. I wasn't trying to ambush. That's the fucking issue. I didn't want her to have any pushback. That's what she's saying. That's it. I didn't want any pushback. I didn't want you coming on and making things weird for my guest.
For my friend.
Exactly. For my friend. Her good friend.
Yeah.
Melonie Mac, who I'm telling you, man, I've never seen a more snaky looking individual than Melonie Mac. I what do I know about anything? But I mean, she seems. Look at that face. I don't trust that.
That hair color.
I mean, that right there says, probably anal.
And hold on, let me not ignore the chat because I did that last time. Kentucky Tim, thank you for the super chat. Brittany needs to mind her own business. Mel
So this she reads, okay.
Biz is her own. Chrissie's is her own. Troublemaking middle schooler mentality by both Kim and Britt. Friends stand behind each other without pulling knives. Shame on both of you. Thank you, Tim.
Friends make sure that they keep each other not doing immoral things, and
friends hold each other accountable. So like,
and that's what Melonie hasn't done, for example, and that's why people are mad.
I appreciate, and I've sent, I talked with Brittany before the stream. I sent Nina a long message. I sent Camelot a message saying like, hey, I'm, thank you for essentially being a good friend and calling me out, because if they hadn't done that, I wouldn't have had the perspective and clarity coming into the stream that I have. I really do appreciate that, because
not on the internet.
A true friend does.
Right, yeah, she's never on the internet.
So she would have never known about it. She would have came to do the next show, and all this would have happened.
And she'd be like, what are you people talking about? I have no idea.
Does call you out and say, hey, like, I know you're going through a lot of shit, but this is what people are saying and thinking. So I do appreciate that. The dude, having Mel on your stream isn't the issue, and stop gaslighting that it ever was. Ignoring, disrespecting, and lying to your chat is the source of all the anger. Thank you, dude. I understand where this is coming from. At the time, I was just overwhelmed by all the insults, and
overwhelmed.
It was pretty vile. So it was hard for me to put that
they were
aside.
bullying.
She says.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to read these.
Mayr made a mistake early on, saying she was bullied
saying
into
these
talking
trolls are
about
insufferable. This obsession these people have with some petty drama between two people is legitimately
Deplatforming
You're showing how.
Deplatforming's not petty drama, and people in the chat who are saying this to you are not helping you right now. They're hurting you.
Yeah.
This is a free speech platform, apparently, so it shouldn't be petty.
Yeah, it's definitely.
No, this is like
people are going to attribute that to Chrissie too, and I just don't think that that's accurate.
The estrogen is off the charts.
I might have to do a whole nother stream addressing the super chats. This is way more.
You don't want to read them in front of these girls.
Expected or thought. Hi, Cherry. I feel like are you feeling? Again, I'm not forcing anyone to send me money. Please don't feel like
obligated to send you money. No,
send money or not.
I demand money.
People can listen to this show for free. If someone were to eavesdrop,
right, and they can also have pushback as well.
It's coming fully to the Chrissie Mayr
That's why
drama.
You're here, Brittany.
No
Cherry,
emergency.
how was your
Succumb
week?
Yeah, but I'm
to
being
the
called a
drama.
bully for it. I'm apparent like
I think she said she felt bullied.
I've been more than fair. She said she felt like I'm bullying her, and she's calling people SJWs for giving pushback.
Well,
I do think that is disingenuous. The SJW thing, and I mentioned this. I commented on that thread. To the insinuation there being like DJ Cobra, Kino Casino, all them are just SJWs. Like no, like this is like Jeremy's like bragging about fucking with people's livelihood for like bringing up drama when like so much of his channel is drama. And unfortunately, Chrissie, like you're being sucked into that tornado right now, and a lot of the stuff just didn't look good. And and I do think
quickly, I'm just going to add that this woman here, this Kimberly Coulter or whatever Coulter, and Brittany Venti they have both made me understand what's going on better than all 11 of those guys on that other show the other day.
That, like, you know, like I said to you before, like, I'm here because I think you're a genuinely good person, but like there is stuff that probably should get talked about, and if the chat wants to talk about it, we can. And I think it's better to just like go through it and get it like like people want to feel acknowledged. And I agree with, like I said in the beginning with DJ Cobra, like the chat is the important part of this. And Brittany, like I would feel some kind of way too, because you were personally targeted by this, so it makes sense that like you want to push back. But yeah, I would say, just like as kind of a side observer and somewhat of a contributor right now, like just acknowledge, we'll just go through it. You guys can talk about it. I'll comment in whenever. But everybody here's got a right to how they feel, regardless of the intention.
Of course, everybody's
behind
got a right
it,
the way they feel, regardless of the intention, et cetera, et cetera. I heard he took down, just now heard tonight, 13 channels taken down by the quartering. Mayor's seen as co-signing it, sweeping for Melonie Mac.
Chat of the night. What's up, Anna? There are over 5K people watching. Can everyone please wish Cherry her first happy Mother's Day? Oh,
yeah, not everybody's jumping on board with that shit at this moment. I can't. She's very unmoved by the.
I don't know a lot about this, so I just don't really want to comment on it because I just don't really know. All I know is I stopped watching the quartering years ago.
Yeah, I have my own beef with the quartering. He's like a very sketchy person.
Yeah. You know, I think when you first get into right-wing politics, Jeremy is there along the way, and then usually by the end of it, he's not there anymore. So that's all I really know about.
Yeah, nobody watches him. That's why this thing has been a big deal, because literally people are just finding stuff now that they're digging, because literally, like, who was a quartering fan? But yeah, I want to say, like, overall, I just don't think that this should be equated to like, hey, I need to attend my kid, therefore I can't keep track of stuff that's relevant to deplatforming in my job and stuff. It doesn't mean therefore Chrissie has to neglect her kid. And I don't think it's being unfair to say these things or ask questions or have criticisms about what went down. Because I thought, like, what is the
Mayr said a couple of minutes ago that her kid was in tears from neglect because she had to research the quartering nonsense. How long does it take to really come up to speed on this shit, though? Not all that long. I mean, you really need to go into the nuances of whether or not it was right or wrong for him to deplatform, get rid of 13 content creators or something like that. 13, did I hear? It's a lot.
Playing the stream otherwise. What is the point?
I just think something's being lost in translation, because I think she's obviously overwhelmed.
I'm asking Chrissie, what's the point of the stream?
The point of the stream was for me to go through the concerns that I feel like were voiced over the past few days, and to clarify where I'm at in my personal life, to give that context for people, to let people know I'm not paid by Jeremy. It was a one-time event where he sent coffee to. I wanted to acknowledge I'm not the streamer or person that I was 2 years ago. I am not terminally online, unfortunately. I'm sleep deprived. My content is so different. I'm doing mostly stuff that doesn't require a ton of research up front.
Okay, I don't see where this requires a ton of research, A. B, if you don't have time to talk about a subject, that's understandable. You know, but you did have a moment there during the Melonie Mac stream. You could have learned about it in real time. You know, you could have asked Melonie Mac questions. You could have gone into it. Melonie Mac was right. Is that her name, Melonie Mac? Anyway, she was right there. So no, I don't let her off on any of those grounds. So if you're sleep deprived or whatever, you know, I get it. You know, everybody has lives and shit, but you can't like jump on sort of the side, you know, of these people who have been going after streams, deplatforming people, and expect there not to be some kind of feeling about that. That's one. No, I guess that's whatever. Let's go.
Like I figured talking to Melonie about my conversion.
That doesn't really sound like an apology.
She wanted to talk about, it's not an apology. She has worded this very carefully. She's like, hey, sorry I didn't know more about it, but I didn't do anything wrong. What she did do wrong is she did something wrong.
It sounds like an
Vicky,
explanation.
you asked me a question, then you interrupt me. That's not fair. I do more streams.
It's an explanation, though. It's the same thing you already said.
Vicky, are you here to interrupt me, or do you want to listen?
I have lag. No, there's lag. That's why. The last one lagged.
There is lag. Anyway, happy Mother's Day, Cherry. When do you do?
Oh, and then she just
September
drops right up.
26th.
Don't interrupt me. What?
Long time to go still.
Yeah.
Oh, again, that's not an apology. That's an explanation. That's, hey, I have stuff going on.
Yeah.
But it's not really like an apology for having deplatforming on. And then it's getting called bullied and SJWs. Like, how can you be on this platform that you make money off of and be free speech and say that?
Lindsay, I had my friend Melonie on to talk about my conversion and her getting married. I did not have her on. I did not have her on to talk about deplatforming.
Well, guess what? Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit that you're Catholic. Nobody gives a shit about your kid. Nobody gives a shit about you talking to Melonie Mac about Catholicism and Bibles and all that stuff. All those people were there demanding to hear about a different thing. And at that point, shift gears.
But you know people have the free will to super chat. They're going to super chat in and ask about it.
I didn't know people would be asking about that because I did not associate Jeremy's fuck-ups with Melonie. So that's why I was completely overwhelmed when that all came in.
But that's still not, it's not an excuse still. It's just an explanation. It's like, yeah, all these things are happening.
I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just, the whole reason for the stream is to give context and explain where I was at. People can believe what they want.
Only for context explain.
People can,
not an apology.
And think, Brittany, if you're going to keep interrupting me, I don't see how that's productive.
You interrupted her a second ago. Mayr is definitely doing everything look, she's much too proud to just like prostrate herself here.
So is it an apology or not? That's what I want to know.
Who would you like me to apologize to? You personally?
Well, there's that, considering you lied to me, threw me under the bus, said I messaged you too late. So there's that part we talked about.
I didn't throw you under the bus, Brittany. I didn't.
You said I messaged you too late. 40 minutes is not too late, and you lied about not seeing it.
Brittany, at the time, it was too late for me. I was trying to wrap the show up.
But you lied and said you didn't see it.
I feel like you're obsessing about this particular point, and that's not.
It's so if you're lying, it's obsessing. If I point out that you're lying, I'm the bully, and that's obsessing.
This is about a text. She sent a text to Chrissie saying, "Can I come on?" And she wanted to jump on. However, Chrissie says I didn't see it in time, but the red receipt says otherwise, and Chrissie will not address that.
Okay, let's try to move on. Lindsay, DC.
No, I don't want to move on, Chrissie. You're collecting super chats.
You can have your own stream where you discuss this at length, Venti, because I feel like I have addressed it.
You really haven't. You're saying it's explanation, not an apology at all. For your own co-host was affected by this. How can you call yourself free speech? And this is just an explanation, not an apology for anything.
Venti, this is not about. The stream I did with Melonie was to talk about my conversion and her getting married.
Woo, $50 for saying thanks for jumping on. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate that.
Period. I was prepared to do the stream I wanted to do with her. I did not associate her with Jeremy's fuck-ups.
But Nina told you otherwise twice.
And Melonie told me it was not a big deal in a nothing burger.
Yeah.
That's what she's telling everybody. You could have discerned. I mean, I think you probably did. You know, like, yeah, obviously she thinks it's all big. She says it's all a big nothing burger. She's laughing along with this guy. She's the baddie here.
That's a red flag, which means you should look into it. And also, again, you lied to me. So yes, I do expect an apology for you lying on me.
I don't think like you. I am not inside your head with you. You are not inside my head with me. It seems like you're mad at me because I didn't do what you would have done.
Okay, so this pretty much clarifies that this is about what I would do and not what was right to do.
It
So
seems
lying
like
to
you're
me was right to
upset.
do.
It seems like you're upset because I didn't
Well,
handle this the
how
way
could
you
you
would.
tell?
She seems upset
How-
because she feels like she was lied to. I think that's and like I said, I don't think the intention matches up, but like that doesn't mean that the result wasn't the same. So while like I said, I feel like there does have to be some meeting in the middle here, and part of that is like Chrissy, maybe you acknowledging that even if that wasn't your intention, and that you really were trying to wrap up the stream, which again I don't think is a lie. I think that the extra time and all that other stuff, it does add up, and I think that she has a right to feel that way. So again,
Sure.
like
Yeah, I'm sorry, Venti, if you felt like you were gonna come on and then you didn't. Like you were all hyped to come on and then
If I
you didn't
felt
come on.
like,
I'm sorry that you were hyped to come on and then you didn't come on. Like you were
but
probably
it
all
wasn't just the hyped, Chrissy. It's the fact that
Madigan,
you're
sorry, I
like,
won't be
okay,
jumping
hey,
on
I'm
this
checking my
watch
text
tonight.
for
Thank
her.
you, sir.
I'll let her on. And both of
Appreciate
you
it
seemed
either
like
way.
you were fine with having me on, and then
I
you
wasn't-
lied.
No, how would you know that Melonie was okay with having me on? You weren't speaking with her.
Well, because on the stream she was nodding her head and smiling and acting like she was okay.
Nodding
with
her
it.
head? You think she was okay? She didn't know that you had
And
messaged
you could have said she
me.
wasn't.
You think
You
she
could
was
have
okay
said
with
that
you
she
coming
wasn't.
on because she was nodding her head? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
I'm not going to be gaslit and be called schizophrenic for this.
I'm not.
People told you they wanted me on. They spammed the chat. You said, okay, you know what?
Pat, can you track these dumb beavers?
I'm
I'm
gonna have her
lost.
on. Where's her message? I send you the message.
Yes.
And Melonie, as you're
Thank
saying
you.
this, is like smiling and nodding her head. At no point during this entire time before you end the stream did
Okay, there's a guy named The Quartering. He has like 2 million subscribers. He's lost popularity recently. He's been flagging and getting channels taken down for no reason other than that they're making fun of him and his wife and shit like that. And he has the power to do it. He's laughing about it. Melonie Mac works with him. She had Melonie Mac on a couple of days. Chrissie did. They're mad at Chrissie because she was like basically kind of running interference for Melonie Mac through most of the interview, although a lot of super chats were indicating to her that there was a big problem. Chrissie's defense is like, hey, I wanted to talk to her about Catholicism and her recent wedding and blah, blah, blah. Brittany texted to say, hey, can I come on? Well, Chrissie says, I didn't get the text in time, but the red receipt says otherwise. I think that pretty much brings you up to speed.
you say, hey, Melonie doesn't want you on or anything. You just followed up afterward and said, I didn't want to ambush her.
Right. I was focusing on my guest. I'm sorry I didn't bring you on, Venti. I guess I should have stopped reading the chats and had you on so that you could say to her what you wanted to say. Instead, I wanted to wrap up my show and get through the super chats and try to figure out what the hell just happened.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you're admitting the inconsistency here. I appreciate it. Now the other thing is the bullying thing. Like, so this people don't view this as an apology at this point because it's like, I'm sorry you feel this way, and you use this language a lot.
I definitely said I dropped the ball.
That's not the same.
I'm not apologizing. I'm not apologizing for having my friend on to talk about.
Nobody is saying that you should apologize for having your friend on to talk about blah, blah, Catholic, blah, blah, wedding. Nobody's saying that. Okay? Nobody is saying that.
I think people want you to apologize for that.
And
she's trying to do this. Chrissie's trying to do this. Mistakes were made kind of a defense. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I dropped the ball. You know, shit like that.
It's not about having your friend on.
It's
about the
definitely not.
deplatforming and her sweeping for it on your stream,
Again,
which you benefit from being free speech.
I did not associate her with the quartering's sins and horrible things that he's been doing.
Impressive. I was distracted by all the cattiness.
You were
and I
told
feel like that point is not landing.
But you also replied to her on April 9th asking her about it. Nina brought it up to you multiple times. So this comes across as feigning ignorance. Like, it would be smarter to just say, hey, like, so long as you feel this way, hey, like, I messed up. That's accountability. I'm sorry I messed up. But it's instead this explanation and sweeping under the rug.
I got conflicting messages about the severity and the truth behind the situation. Plus, I was also confused by seeing tweets that involved like he's a cuck, and so my overall feeling was like, okay, there's drama, but this doesn't have anything to do with Melonie. So I put it aside to focus on what I wanted to talk about Melonie with.
I had conflicting messages on it. So rather than clear it up, when I had Melonie Mac on my show, I decided to just put my head down and muddle through with this line of questioning and topics that nobody gave a fuck about.
Do you see that that's conflicting, though? That she's sweeping for
sure.
Jeremy and paid by him. Do you see?
Of
Because the
course,
whole
of
point of the
course,
stream
of
isn't to
course.
acknowledge that.
I mean,
course.
when you asked her what she would have asked, the first thing she said was like, "Do you think the question she would have asked is like, do you think that working for him means that you have a conflict of interest when it comes to calling out his bullshit?" So like, it's not as if, and you know, like we can all play hindsight with that, like would you, wouldn't you, whatever, but like that was her answer when you asked that question.
And again, there's going to be people who anything I say is never going to be good enough, and there's people that are so angry that they can't process what I'm saying, and there's going to be people that want to believe the worst, and that's fine. And I know.
Okay, so here's Chrissie. Okay, you either believe her, you either side with her, or you're so angry that you can't even listen objectively, and you just want to believe the worst. Okay, that's a frame that is very manipulative, okay? Clearly. Now, Chrissie's very defensive right now and angry. She's angry about all this. She did what she did. People don't like it. And now you're seeing her in her glory.
I'm not going to win over everybody. I know I'm not going to get everybody to like me or believe me, and that's fine. I had to come on here and clarify some things, and be honest, and that's all we can do. And then it's up to everybody listening to decide how they feel. And I don't have control over how people feel and what people think about me.
What I hear from Brittany too is that like the part of the issue is that there are actual real world implications. It's not just like, you know, what the chat keeps saying, like, oh, it's just petty streamer drama. It's just petty streamer drama. Like, no, like your intent. This is a person who's intentionally trying to fuck with someone's life, and then this is another person who is coming in and saying, oh, there's nothing to see here, deceiving everybody around them. And then by association in that kind of situation, not literally because you associate, but like that bleeds onto you when the chat is coming in and saying like, you need to have Brittany on because Melonie's lying. Like when they weren't lighting up Melonie for nothing. And like, I get the friend instinct to step in and say, and try to like be there for your friend. But like, you know, Brittany is a nice person and seems like you guys have been friends for a long time too. So again, I see why she feels the way she feels.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I gave her a helpful suggestion to donate this to Toys for Tots to own Jeremy because it'd be funny and it would tell people that you're more serious about like taking accountability for it. And I've given Chrissie nothing.
Donate it to the deplatformed fucking people, man. If you're going to donate it to anybody, why Toys for Tots? That's a little manipulative too. Like, oh, you're taking money out of tots. You're taking money away from tot. You know, if you don't give it to them and give it to somebody else instead. I mean, like Toys for Tots is not going to be, you know, bowled over by $1,200 or however much she ends up making on the stream here tonight. You know, but you know, give that to one creator and it could make a difference.
But the benefit of the doubt, and yet, you know, I'm getting called a bully. I'm getting called a bully. I'm getting like told like I'm this or that. It feels like I'm being gaslit, and so it doesn't feel like a genuine apology. And every time I say this, it's like, oh well, hey, you seem this way, and then move on to the super chat. So it's like this is how the whole thing is.
Part of the problem was not acknowledging the super chat, so she has to acknowledge them.
That's the thing is like this whole.
Well, yeah, of course she has to acknowledge
the chat. So I don't want to not acknowledge.
That's not the point.
I feel like,
well, that's not the point. My point is I say something to you and then you tell me I'm acting crazy. That's what you did earlier. And then you're apologizing. It's conflicting.
Never said you're acting crazy. Do not put words in my mouth. That's not fair. Chuck Finley, I'm not a fan of Chrissie or Jeremy of Mel, but Brittany is acting like she is the perfect streamer, prefix streamer. She's trying to grift the Kino fans. Her channel is only relevant when there is drama.
I'm not going to sit here and be told I wasn't called crazy earlier. You literally said when I called you out for lying, you said, "Oh, well, it seems like you can't get over this," and like
it seems like you're obsessing on this one point.
Trying to move on. It's like, yeah, of course, read super chats later. I mean, though they should be going charity in my opinion, but that's your choice. But like now I feel like you're just gaslighting.
Jesus Christ, Chrissie is coming off god awful elitist mentality.
What? Like every time I'm saying, "Hey,
you're right.
Hey, this happened."
Thank you, Ghost.
It's like every time I'm saying, "Hey, this happened," it's like met with like a non-answer.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you feel hurt. I just got to get through something.
I'm sorry you feel hurt, and then just right back to the chats. You're right. She comes off god awful. That's why I said this is Chrissie in her full glory. I personally have, liked Chrissie for the most part over the years. But this is emblematic of, some behavior I've seen from her. You know, she just is like, there's certain bullshit here she just won't deal with, and it's not bullshit. It's like, I need a real answer to this, and she's just like, oh, I'm sorry you feel hurt. I got to go through these super chats.
These Jake, Lesba.
See, there it is again. That I feel hurt. It's never about what you do.
I'm sorry you are hurt.
You don't know how to apologize.
I'm sorry, Brittany.
I'm sorry for lying about you. I'm sorry for hurting you and lying about it to everyone. And even when you're pressed on it, you continue to. That would be a real apology, to acknowledge it and apologize for what you did. Not, I feel like you're sad.
As somebody who's been in couples therapy with Chrissie Mayr, I can relate to what Venti's talking about.
And I'm sorry you're sad. That's not a real apology. And that's the problem here. And this is why the stream is not going to go over well.
You're interrupting me.
No, she's not.
I feel like you care more about how you look.
Whoa.
And
there we go again.
You're coming on. I'm just saying how I feel in this moment.
Rather than acknowledge
your
feelings.
Tone and the way you're talking to me, it doesn't seem friendly. It doesn't seem like you're trying to understand and give me grace and
I gave you plenty of grace, Chrissie, especially when I saw that you lied about me.
It just
see that's another thing. You get out something like that, and look, you know, and then you keep loading the fucking plate. You see, you know, you got once you say this, but I don't feel like you're giving me grace. Yeah, she's gonna want to answer that. You know what I mean? It's like it's a certain thing people do. They front load the comments with a lot of stuff that you obviously disagree with, and then like you're interrupting.
It seems like you're fixated on me apologizing to you in a very specific way. And again, like I said before, if I could go back in time and have you on and you could have said everything you wanted to say and called out everything you wanted to call out, would have been a different show. It would have been.
Do you see the way she's shaking her head when she says that? If I could go back in time and if I could have,
then, everything would have been different. And I know this comes from a frustration that people have. Like they want accountability. They want Melonie to answer for these things. They want Quartering to answer for these things. And that outrage is so justified. And again, I hope that these people that really got their livelihoods taken away, I hope their channels are restored.
Well, then send people to join.
That's the most important part, is that these people were false flagged and they need to get their channels back. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, with this lawsuit. I might have to.
Andy Worski asked for a link on the Kino Casino wants on. So if you believe in platforming them, you can. It's your choice. But I just don't think that things are actually being acknowledged, and it's a bunch of I feel and like I'm being bullied and stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. And I don't think it's good faith for you to say that, oh, well, I'm not acting friendly. I've been more than friendly and charitable. And I'm addressing the fact that I was misled and lied to, and then continue to lie until I back you in the corner and say, Chrissie, I saw you read it, for you to finally admit it. That's accountability. I'm sorry for that.
I'm sorry that it was too late in my stream to have you on. I'm sorry, like that.
You see, non-apology. You don't know how to apologize. You don't know how to acknowledge what you do, Chrissie.
True.
And you benefit and make money off of being free speech. And it's just
I'm not
honest
forcing
at this
anybody
point.
to send me a super chat, Mindy. Like, I'm really not. Okay, wow. I might have to do a whole nother thing addressing this. Let's see. Jake's Les, I'm glad I turned into the Super Simpcast. Just that's not fair to. I've never said you're acting.
You said,
crazy.
"Oh, hey, you're fixated on it," and after I point out that you lied and you won't even acknowledge it.
Fixated doesn't mean crazy. It's not fair to conflate the two.
You're putting it on her that she cares about being lied to. It doesn't matter if she said crazy. It doesn't matter if you said fixated.
So many. Andrew
You're,
Miller,
you're saying that I'm as if I'm not having a logical answer there. Like this is a understandable response to being lied to, especially when you work with someone for 10 years and then you're lied on as well. And in
Thank you, Bentley. Yeah, why is everybody sniping the view tonight? I know, man. I know.
addition to this whole thing, it's not even an apology. You said it yourself. If you rewind
I'm
the
not
stream,
going to apologize for having Melonie on. No, she's my friend.
Caught up in the drama. What can I say? Appreciate it, Bentley. Thank you.
And I had her on to talk about my conversion and her marriage.
no,
and
not that, Chrissie. You know it's not that.
Okay. Andrew Miller.
It's about her being pro deplatforming.
I didn't know
about.
that she was pro deplatforming when I had her on. Evan,
But you were spammed with super chats as well, telling you.
Interrupting. I feel like I'm just trying to get through some of these.
I'm responding to you. You should,
Andrew Miller,
Chrissie, like you're lucky to even get these after what happened.
Okay. So you
As
don't
a
want me to
pro
do
free
super
speech
chat?
platform, I think, Chrissie, I already told you what I think you should have done. I think you should have donated for Toys for Tots instead of benefiting financially off of a mistake that you made and which you are now doubling down on and lying in front of everyone.
Andy, do you think people who are talking about this happening to me this week are financially benefiting? Maybe
they didn't have Melonie Mac on to sweep for deplatforming.
Because I had Melonie Mac on, I have to apologize
and gave
for
no
having her
pushback.
on. And
You don't have to, Chrissie. The people aren't mad that you had her on. They're mad that the chats that people paid for got ignored. So, like,
that's valid.
That is the problem. It wasn't Melonie herself. It was that there was a flurry of unpaid and paid chats trying to say like this is what's going on, and it didn't get acknowledged. And I'm not going to ascribe intention to that because again, I don't think that you did it maliciously. But that is what happened. The chat was ignored, and that's why people want an apology.
I'm sorry I ignored the chat on when I had Melonie on. I read through all the super chats and but I understand like why the chat was ignored is because I was overwhelmed. It was pretty hostile. There was a lot of insults. There were a lot of horrible things said. And
why would I want to like answer them? You know, if they're saying horrible. I mean, first of all, she frames it all as just insults. She frames it all as just horrible things said. But there were a lot of valid things said. And there were things said that were valid that didn't contain insults. And it wasn't all nasty. It was pointed. And there was a valid thing.
I was not expecting the outrage. I was not expecting that to be the chat. I really was not expecting people to come for Melonie like that. Again, like
well, she
now
thinks she's untouchable. It's obvious in the way she acts, but like.
Well, Chrissie, there's another aspect. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kimberly, but there's another aspect of this where it's not. Yes, Melonie was sweeping for Jeremy and not addressing the fact that he deplatformed people and reframed it in a very dishonest way. But you were also on there agreeing with her, like, yeah, they're SJWs, it's just leftist, whatever, after you were told about this.
I was also told that it was a nothing burger. So I was receiving different messages, confusing messages.
You were told by one person it was a nothing burger, and you were told by your entire chat and basically everybody who knows about this otherwise. So she chose to believe it was a nothing burger because one chick told her that.
It's conflicting messages from two different friends.
Melonie Mac, your guest.
So that
But then why agree with her? Why not question her on it then?
Because I was not associating Jeremy's fuck ups with Melonie.
I think she's not shying away from the fact that wasn't a shining moment. That wasn't a good idea. you know,
Well, I would like to hear Chrissie say if that's how she feels.
I'm not trying
I
to
think
say
that's
for her.
fair.
I'm just saying that's what I'm getting from watching her talk.
It was a real shit show of an interview. I was not prepared for the reaction that I got. I was not prepared to press her on the quartering fuck ups because I didn't think that she had to speak on that and that she was like Jeremy's representative in a sense.
Well, she gets
She
paid
act
to
like
co-host with him, and she also doesn't bother acknowledging the deplatforming and defends it, essentially. It is on her. It's not just Jeremy. It's also on her. And I know you're saying, well, I wasn't informed. I understand that you're saying that, but it's the facts are showing that that's not true. You were informed. You just were irresponsible with it as a host.
Okay. Yeah, I had a lot going on. I still have a lot going on. I admit that I dropped the ball and I could have done a better job. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do a whole nother. This is I'm gonna have to do a whole nother stream. Big wig. Vendi, the two things are not mutually exclusive. It is really blowing your mind that someone could look at a DM from you and be like, I don't have time for this from Vendi right now. Come on. All right, let me read some different.
She said she didn't see it.
I don't want to like, let's not pile on Venti. That's not fair. Kylie, apologize for labeling yourself labeling yourself a comedian. Christina Pazitsky wouldn't be this boring. Oh, Christina P is very funny. Everyone should check her out. I'm not gonna read any more negative Venti chats. Ashley, thank you for the super chat. Congratulations on your conversion. I've just started OCIA. Oh, yay! You're an inspiration and your priorities are in the right place. God and family first. I just wanted to let you know you're doing the right thing by God, and that's all that matters. I hope you find peace in that. Oh, very cool. Yeah.
God is on your team. I'm just letting you know. You are doing the right thing by God. Bullshit.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really cool. It was a great experience.
Who could even say that?
The whole OCIA thing. It took like over a year. I was amazed at how fast the time flew by. And
no one cares about any of what she's saying, and they it's I know the chick spent $100 here, but it's like, give me a break.
I find myself already missing it because we had such great conversations. I was intimidated going into it because I'm like, oh, I'm not like a Bible nerd. I'm not like a churchy person. Like it's intimidating when you start out, but the classes, it really felt like the best part of college where you're having philosophical questions and you're asking, you're talking about like big themes and you're like, how do we know what God wants from us? And it's nice because you have like the freedom to ask like dumb questions and like a nice. Anyway, I can't recommend it enough if people are feeling like I didn't think she had anything to do with it. I wanted to talk to her about her wedding and my conversion, and I just didn't have Jeremy's drama at the top of my mind because I didn't think, it was her fault or something. I'm like, oh, that's Jeremy's stuff.
Ghost Crusaders TV over there.
I don't want to
spitting
read
truth.
Negative venti messages. I feel like there's a lot right now.
It's like there's a lot, right? Did you hear that? I don't want to read these negative Brittany, Venti, whatever. I don't want to read these messages. I feel like there's a lot right now.
Jack, there's enough SSRIs on this panel to pacify the IDF. I'm not on any SSRIs. They're this close to calling Mayr problematic. Call me what you like, I guess. That's mean about it.
I think the problematic part is the Kino Casino being deplatformed. I'm pretty sure that's the SJW part.
I think we need to get their
Here's the other thing too. Mayor's all big on not interrupting. She interrupts all the fucking time. And when you do that, you distract from the message of what the person's saying. They can't really get into, exactly what they mean because they're too busy. Like it's a little thing, like you're not fully interrupting, but you're just talking at the same time, blah, blah, blah. It's a trick that they do all the time on the, like people like this. It really bugs me. Her ears are not open. She's not open to any of this. And, look, I recognize that this is not the drama to end all drama. Look, There's much more important things going on in the world. Everybody knows that. Look, I'm not trying to get bogged down in, but hey, man, this is entertainment. That's it.
Platform back. Is there anything like this?
Well, you can always send them
Does
a link to
anybody
join.
know?
Is Worski still in the chat?
Yeah, let me see if.
He's on Twitter and PPP are on Twitter. They said that they would like a link to join if you're willing to give them a platform to speak.
One Winged Angel, Venti speaking.
Beloved chatter, you have an uncanny knack for dating lying psychos. That is true.
You have apologizing.
beloved.
Did you ever apologize to Rollo Tomasi when you were trying to hide the fact that Destiny and Lauren Southern were doing it? And what did you accuse him of being?
Here's the other thing. Like, she's like, oh, I don't want to read these negative Venti chats. I feel like there's a lot. We don't want to give Venti a chance to answer them, is what I see it as. I would insist that you read every super chat, all of them, especially if they say some shit about me that I might want to respond to. See, this one she reads, Venti, speaking of apologizing, did you ever apologize to Rollo Tomasi when you were trying to hide the fact that Destiny and Lauren Southern were doing it?
Is this for me? I don't. Trying to hide the fact that Destiny and Lauren Southern were doing it?
I don't understand it. Now she's pretending.
Yeah, I
not
trolled
to
Rollo
understand it.
Tomasi and he believed fake news and
So she's pretending not to understand. Is this for me?
spread it everywhere. So it was pretty funny.
Oh.
I didn't know about the Destiny and Lauren stuff at the time.
Okay, that's these
But
some super chats are not relevant to this particular conversation.
Get them out.
People Chrissy, as a comedian, you should take deplatforming and censorship seriously. This is not just drama. It is absolutely not just drama. It is absolutely something to take seriously. It's not okay. It's all these channels need to be restored. It was not right what Jeremy did. I agree.
are you opposed to having the Kino Casino on?
No, I mean not tonight because I have so many to go through. But maybe on a future
In general,
stream.
though?
Yeah, maybe.
That's funny. That's fun. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, you won't. I'm pretty sure you won't. I'm pretty sure that's something you don't want to do. Ghost Crusaders TV.
I'd still fuck Venti, even if she is 50% black and annoying as fuck and not letting things go. The Kino Casino trolls are going to run Chrissie off.
I don't see Nerdrotic letting Chrissie back on Friday Night Tights now. She contributes nothing anyway, sits there and laughs. Sadly, I do believe Chrissie algorithm is different, and she doesn't pay attention to any stream she's on anymore. But just be honest and say, Melonie and Jeremy have more subscribers than you, Brittany. I didn't want to slap money away.
Something like that, yeah. But also, you have to acknowledge that some friend of hers did say, hey, this is there's an issue here, And she was like, I don't know. And then she took what's her name's word for it instead. And she was like, I'm not concerned about that. Because she took Melonie Mac's word instead of the one that was, saying that it was a big deal.
Hey.
What's up, Bob?
Hey, I'm hanging out with the girls here.
I know. Have you kept up with the drama?
I'm getting it. I mean, I'll tell you one thing. If Chrissie was a horse, I'd take her behind the barn. I mean, she's getting,
Well, here we go. Speaking of horses, KB, well, this is not directly relating to horses, what KB says, but KB says for $4.99, we just going to ignore the fact she said she's still breastfeeding a 2-year-old?
Are you serious?
She did say that. She said that he wanted the tit. That he still asked for the tit.
Well, I mean, I think you'll always ask for it, but you have to deny it after a little while, right?
Right. I mean, it's not about, you don't let the kid decide, like, no, I'm still coming here. I still like that tit. I mean, she didn't treat me that way. I didn't get to keep coming back.
She stopped you before 2 years.
Yeah.
How was your Mother's Day?
Oh, I don't know. Well, my Mother's Day was the same as her last several Mother's Day, I'm sure. My mother is, she enjoyed the holiday rotting. And I don't say that with any disrespect. My mother was, my mom and everything. Loved her. But no, she's dead is all I'm trying to say. And no shade on her for dying. I mean, she couldn't help it. It was, wasn't her first choice. But as far as I know, anyway. I mean, she didn't go there intentionally. Here's Jason Bentley. I don't know what's going on here, but during the few minutes of watching KB, I learned this is all Ray's fault somehow. Your thoughts? No, I can't blame it completely on Ray. I can't absolve Ray, but I also can't, Anyways, the reason I've got you in that square there is because that bitch Cherry Perez is saying 0.
Be on a future stream. Okay, again, I don't want to.
It's great drama.
Yeah.
Meaning it's like it's about deplatforming and stuff, so people get excited about it. Chrissie's role in it is it's minimal. She's just like, she had somebody on, Melonie Mac, who is kind of she's involved and like trying to like, she's speaking out along with Jeremy from The Quartering, who's the guy who took down, like, unless I've got this wrong, I think 13 channels.
Wow.
And this guy's an asshole. This Jeremy he sounds like just a terrible fucking person.
Yeah.
And that's an issue, because you can't just like, that's not the way it's done. Look at this. Ghost Crusaders TV has been a member now. Is that right?
4 months.
Celebrates 4 months of membership. She ended the stream. What the hell? She ended early. What the hell? Oh, fuck.
She don't like to go more than 2 hours when people are giving her shit. This is a rule I have,
Let's see how this goes.
Is no one can get answers from Jeremy and Melonie. Exactly. And Melonie's sleeping for Jeremy. You were the first one to have Melonie on. I see that now. And the people demand.
She said some choice stuff near the beginning.
Answers from her. That's why you are here. Thank you. Yes, I see that very clearly now.
Well, no, that's not the full truth. It's because she's covering for deplatforming, and then Chrissie has her on, and then there's no pushback, and Chrissie knew that Jeremy was deplatforming. She says, well, I didn't know that it was connected, but she was informed about that, and so that's the point of contention.
And I know I was also
Camelot was also correct earlier when he said that pushing things off is only going to make it worse. So if people are like, if you even like just need them to talk, and I can mute myself too, I don't mind that, but like,
she looks like she does, doesn't she? She's like the most reasonable one on the panel, Kimberly Coulter. I wonder if that's Ann Coulter's daughter or something, because I feel like I could see a resemblance. Listen, I'm starting to sound like Chrissie Mayr. I feel like.
Yeah.
Here's a question from. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just funny. Like, she doesn't look at Twitter or anything, but I guarantee she knows how many followers each one of them have.
Ryan A here. Bob, what do you think about what they're talking about?
I love when 4 women are almost arguing. It's just the greatest thing in the world. No, you can't strike people. You can't.
No. I mean, not only to like just completely flag them and have them put down. Like, it was like the end of The Godfather or something. Just like it was a massacre. Bob Senile, play Moonlight in Vermont. Terry Nee, trying to get a 20% value kind of thing. No, man.
That's Terry Nee.
I'll play it later, but requests are $10 now. I don't know if you heard.
I don't know
if they're trying to like come on to talk to you, I think pushing it off is. If they're like, I don't think they're not going to be. I don't think they're going to be like really terrible to you. I think that it's going to be worse if you say now, like, let's not.
I know, but I didn't plan to have them on for this stream. I actually planned to talk about other stuff than this. And right now, like,
she thought that she was just going to give this brief announcement up top.
Yeah.
And that was going to take care of everything. No, even one long dedicated stream wouldn't do it. It's ridiculous, man. I mean, like, these people have they never experienced what this is like? You don't like just like fucking say, okay, here's the reality. Everybody chill. And people do. It's like, this will go on. This is the thing that she'll be known for basically forever.
Yeah, it's going to last a while. A lot of shows will be doing this for sure.
Oh, man.
People will be upset if I don't get through the questions here. So I'll probably.
She acts like getting through these questions and super chats is like a fucking chore.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's this big. You read the question, you give a response. A lot of them, she just goes, okay, thank you. It's like,
yeah,
just do it.
Well, you have to if there's only a couple super chats, you'll probably spend a lot more time on them.
Yeah, right. I'd like to give my answer in 5 parts. The answer is 5-fold. No, I mean, right, but I mean, she's got so many there, and she keeps talking about this. She keeps using that as a diversion for everything. Like, she doesn't want to talk about what Venti brings up when she's like, you should apologize. She's like, I got so many super chats I got to read. You know, they're like, are you going to have Kino Casino on? Why don't you have these people on? I got all these super chats to read.
Yeah.
Vitali here. Who was the worst member of Compound? Chrissie, Gino, or Bill Schultz? Gino. Gino. Because if you remember, it was Gino that brought on Chrissie. So.
I thought it was the cop guy.
Well, I mean, he ultimately gave her a show, but he would have never heard of her if Gino hadn't brought her on. Pat, play Freebird for Bob. He was too shy to ask. Thank you, Mannequin. I will. Obviously, we're still going to keep covering this silly-ass drama for a little while.
I'll probably have to do another.
I say silly-ass drama. It does matter that people are deplatformed. It is important and shit like that. I mean,
stream where I just,
it's against everything that is the base of Facebook, right? You are allowed to watch other people, right?
Right. Yeah. And like, not only that, but like, yeah, you're allowed to watch other people, but also like yeah, it's not even that. It's not even that they were watching him. They were just talking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he flagged them for like saying unkind things.
Oh, wow.
And said it was about some kind of cyberbullying shit. Then Chrissie came on tonight. Bad choice of words. She goes, hey, I want to talk about this, but I feel bullied into talking about it. Being bullied into talking about it. Like, that was a bad choice of words. And I do think it was appropriate for how she feels. She feels like, I don't want to deal with this shit.
No.
She's coming off terrible.
That's anti-cancel culture. Brittany, Venti, and Kino Casino need to understand this is not their channel. It's not Chrissie's job to defend them. It's not her job to do the homework you want her to do. It's not her job to cater to your chat invading her. Thank you, culture.
Well, it's her job to.
It's so funny. She was like, I'm not going to read, okay, I'm skipping through all these negative Brittany, Venti super chats, but then she'll read that. You know?
To uphold free speech, and that's why we're having this conversation.
Where'd the other one go?
And again, I didn't feel very respected when I felt pretty dismissed and like given non-apologies and called a bully for like simply saying the facts and saying, hey, I'm the one in the wrong, and I really don't appreciate it.
I feel like you've expressed that.
And I feel like you've expressed
over there.
that.
Are you going to bring in the not tonight?
Yeah, in between super chats.
She didn't expect
Brittany
to come
you want
in
me to
like
ignore
this at
them?
all.
Is that what I
she
should
sure
do?
didn't.
No.
When I ignored the chat
Bobby.
last time,
Chrissie, it's pretty. Well, here's the thing, Chrissie.
I think
this
well,
is why I
that's what
said
the
you should have
chat
just did the
is.
charity
maybe I'll
stream.
just do another.
Okay, she keeps giving her shit for like, it should be a charity stream, give the money to Toys for Tots. That's the thing I disagree with Brittany on. Like, you know, nobody's going to do that. Nobody's going to do that.
What about Toys for Tarts?
Toys for Tarts, yes. It's all dildos and vibrators.
They're just chewing on trucks.
Hey, Pat, your girl didn't do too bad, did she? I guess not.
He's funny, this one.
Yeah, I like that. All right.
And
Anybody can look. This is my Sunday night show that I do every week. If someone thinks I'm a grifter, they don't have to super chat me. You know, people can watch
well,
the show.
it just doesn't come across very genuine because you're like, hey, Brittany, I'm sorry you feel that way. Oh, thank you for the super chat. Well, anyway, I'm not going to talk about how I lied. You're just
maybe I'll
acting
do a whole
like
separate. Maybe I'll do a
certain
separate
way
stream where I address.
Pat, she's good, this Brenty, whatever. Brenty, I'm putting it all together. But I'm telling you, she's good. I mean, there's no doubt that her fucking asshole tonight tastes like honey and lobster.
Good. And she's also, because she's holding her to this tonight. I mean, she's really like saying, listen, this is, I'm not going to let you off so easy. Mm-hmm. Even if it's annoying you and stuff, I'm still going to remind you that you have not yet addressed XYZ.
And
so,
another
like,
thing that she's doing, she's got that very easy voice with these questions, and they're going right through her. She's not raising her voice or anything. She's coming off good.
Yeah, she is coming off good. Her stock's going up. Coulter's stock's going up. This other girl, Neutral, I mean, she's pointless here. Pointless.
Mm.
She said, like, that's how she talks, too. That Cherry Perez, she's like, I don't talk about it. I don't know nothing. So I'm going to not talk. That's how she sounds when she talks.
Because, like, to even take money from this in the first place, it's like it is counterproductive to the point of taking accountability, like profiting off of your mistakes. And many people have said this, not just me.
See, look at her. Look at Chrissie interrupting. It's like that's she. The people who kind of sometimes the people who get the most ticked off about being like she was saying before. Don't interrupt me, Brittany. Do you want to hear my answer or not? You know. Yeah. And now she's like cutting in.
Point of taking accountability, which I did do, was explain everything that was going on and to talk about the things that people had questions about. And I did that.
No, that's not accountability, Chrissie. That's just explaining it. Accountability is, I did this, I'm sorry for this, and directly telling whoever the apologies for that.
For having Melonie on.
She keeps saying
Nobody
that.
asked you to do that. Please stop reframing it that way. I've corrected you multiple times on this.
Okay.
Okay. I gotta get
I think
to
what
the
I'll have
super
to do is do a separate stream where I address these chats.
Why does she? That is her fucking safe zone. Is the fucking chats?
Yeah.
God, it's annoying. It's like every time she nails her to the wall, she's like, I feel like I got to do a separate stream about these chats.
If I was a kid, Pat, I'd basically be like, I'm done with the tit after tonight's show.
After tonight, I don't want your tit no more. Neither of them. Fuck that tit. I think you're right. I think she's had it. I think even her kid is going to turn her back on her, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
People should realize you have a 2-year-old and a husband and a private life.
People should realize you have a 2-year-old and a husband and a private life. Okay. Can we talk about this? At one point tonight, she said something about this bullshit that got me so fucking... I said out loud, I was like, then go fucking hang out with your babies or whatever the fuck, you know? It's like, I got to go back and find it because the way she phrased it, she acted as if like, hey, she only uses it to get out of shit that she doesn't want to fucking, you know... That she only uses it as a get out of the conversation free card. She doesn't use, like, she was talking about some other thing that she went to or whatever. It's like, how'd you find the time with your 2-year-old?
But she's making it really weird. Like, what's she talking about? Like, she has a family? Like, I don't think anybody else out there has that. That's why she has to explain it.
Yeah, we need to understand what that is. Yeah. Nobody watching has a family, you know. It's funny how many people with 2-year-olds out there know exactly what the fuck is going on. You know, it's the dumbest fucking shit. It doesn't even take all that long to come up to speed. They act like researching this takes fucking years. Yeah. I would have to devote myself 24/7 to try to... I mean, she sure as hell didn't have any problem darting off to do that content hotel bullshit she did not too long ago. That wasn't an issue, right? I mean, she found time for that. So...
If you obviously were taken aback by the chat reaction to Mac, I definitely was. And she should have alerted you. Yep. All this drama that has ensnared you is her fault, not yours. I fully support you. Thank you, Aaron.
Simp.
I mean, I think a show of good faith right now is allowing the people who are actually deplatformed to say something.
She's
okay, but I don't.
She's just like, I didn't really plan for that, so I'm not going to do it. It's like... I think tardy fucking Perez up here would be more than happy. I would give up my square and you can talk to Kino.
No, these people personally, I was not planning to have them on. Again, like, I'm not a big fan of just like throwing people in last minute. Like, I was not planning.
I'm saying that I'm just saying this as your friend. I'm saying this is like
like soon I could do something with them for sure. I just
like, well, I mean, if I were them, I would feel pretty gaslit.
They don't know me personally, so I don't know how they.
Right, but you spoke on them. You called them leftists on your stream with Melonie.
I'm just saying
Rope.
you also again like
That's
this.
like calling somebody the worst fucking thing. It's like calling somebody a horse thief in the Old West. You know?
Yeah. It's not
I
good.
said this to you earlier, and I really don't want to dogpile you. I know this is overwhelming, but like you have an opportunity to. I agree.
Does she only breathe
I
out
forget
this
his-
one?
Uh,
It's like she's how good I was just breathing out at the same time.
I mean, she looks like she has been blowing her nose nonstop, right, for hours. And it is getting a little contentious here, it looks like. Here's Buzzy immensely.
She's so fucked. She came off so bad, egotistical, arrogant, ignorant, and just a lying cunt. She brings up her dad that died 3 years ago. She basically tagged Jeremy out and is now going to get all the trolls that were on Jeremy on her.
That's true. She's going to replace Jeremy as the centerpiece of this whole controversy. Oh, my God. What an idiot. What an idiot. Jeremy couldn't be more grateful.
You think Stuttering John is laughing right now because, like, she brought the name Dabbleverse into this, the dabbling, you know?
Yeah.
And then this is happening right now. He's like, I got to come back. I have to come back.
I mean, it's going to be tough for him not to at this point.
It really is.
Here we go. So, Ghost Crusaders TV. So the other host of that show, Friday Night Tights, tweeted this about Chrissie. Bye-bye FNT for Chrissie. Wow. I guess that's going to be it for her on that show, and that show has a pretty big viewership, so she's not going to be happy to learn that. Yeah, it's not going to be good, man. I don't know if she's going to actually lose a bunch of fans on this shit or not, but it's definitely not going to help. She's not. Her channel's going to have some problems growing, I believe, in the near
She
future.
can just go back to being a Democrat again. You just go on the other side now.
Oh, all right. Swing back to the left.
You just switch here and there, and it's just good for business after
Not
a while.
a bad idea, really. I mean, it might be the best thing for her at this point.
Tag now because I'm having a pregnancy brain moment. But he said earlier
how I was canceled by the right.
stream
yeah.
Nina that like he was telling you like you shouldn't keep delaying this, and like I think you're postponing your own sense of overwhelm by delaying it.
What he meant was like, don't delay addressing it, and that's what I'm doing today. And this was the soonest.
No, this is one. I'm definitely this is part of addressing it. If people are ready to speak on it now, that shouldn't be something that's delayed because it is not reflecting well. And I get it, it's overwhelming, but like these are the people who are actually influenced, and I think that you're gonna do yourself more of a favor if you just like let them say their piece instead of like bringing this up later. Like we were sitting there waiting to just come on and say our thing.
The overwhelming thing is it's running out of fucking currency, I think, because like she does not look overwhelmed at all. She looks more like, yeah, I gotta just talk about these super chats here. You know, she does not look overwhelmed to me.
No.
She doesn't look like she's in a panic. She doesn't. Of course, you know, she can just turn off, but I don't think that's what's happening.
It's only going to be worse in the end. So
I just feel like my channel's going to be terminated if I have them on, because aren't they banned from YouTube?
The Kevin Brennan excuse.
Their Clips channel is.
She's giving the Brennan excuse.
I love it.
Oh my God! I'm afraid my channel will be
And then
terminated.
Andy Worski's personal channel.
I was going to say Andy Worski's
They allow you to
personal,
feature people, but they don't allow them to have the entire
I was
content.
gonna say I've had people who have had their channels taken off on my YouTube show, and like my YouTube show is not anywhere near any of this, and I've had to go through and purge a lot of my own stuff, but not because of like.
So it seems
censorship.
like you want me to have my channel terminated by having them on, because I feel like that's.
Did you just hear that? She just explained that won't happen, and she's like, "It seems like you want me to get my channel terminated."
Chrissie,
Wow.
how was your Mother's Day? Oh my God!
Well, first I had to turn my 4-year-old down for his to suck my 2-year-old. Whatever, that's still pretty old. Remember that one? That picture of the kid that they put on the cover of a magazine or someplace in a magazine. Like a chick had a kid who was standing up breastfeeding. He was stand up breastfeeding. Like it was at that point, it was just like a guy sucking her tit. You know,
You got a ticket for that in the street.
I'd be willing to look up right now whether a terminated person
listen
is
to
allowed to just make an
that.
appearance on another person's stream.
I have to play this again. I know that there's some, but I can't believe what she says
Worski's
here.
personal
I
channel.
was gonna say Andy Worski's
They allow you to
personal, and
feature people, but they don't allow them to have the entire
I was
content.
gonna say I've had people who have had their channels taken off on my YouTube show, and like my YouTube show is not anywhere near any of this, and I've had to go through and purge a lot of my own stuff, but not because of like
So it seems
censorship.
like you want me to have my channel terminated by having them on because I feel like
I can't believe she just said that.
that's the
I don't.
natural-
I'd be willing to look up right now whether a terminated person is allowed
just
to just
look it
make an
up.
appearance on another.
Yeah, she's looking it up right now. I'd be willing to look it up right now, but she's not. There's no fucking way. We know at this point the stream has already ended, but there's no fucking way she was going to even consider doing that. I mean, she's not going to let these people come on with their sob stories and explain like what a cunt she is in real time. She's not going to do it.
No.
Which is a shame, because I think that would have been the better way out of this,
Oh yeah, you have to confront. You have to go one-on-one. Or whatever.
Absolutely, you have to take it head on and actually deal with it, which she hasn't done. I mean, she's trying to come out of this not wearing the black hat.
Yeah,
and it ain't working, dude. It's like she's making herself look worse by kind of passively, sort of like Ghost Crusaders mentioned, the arrogance.
Yeah.
The she's answering these questions, I hate to say it, but very much in the spirit of the left, where it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna speak on that anymore. I think we've she's saying she's addressed shit she hasn't addressed, and then resting on that explanation that nobody's satisfied with.
Yeah, she's got to grab that tit by the mouth.
Yes, grab the tit by the mouth. I love when a lady has a nice mouth on her tit. Like,
Yeah, mine.
Wouldn't that be wild if they had little mouths instead of nipples?
Other person's stream.
Your tit's gonna suck my dick.
I'd be willing to bet that that's not what the TOS says. And if
I
it
don't know,
is,
it feels like
Research does. I read it, but
it's I'm not
Plus,
responsible
they're-
for their
they're-
deplatforming, and I don't think it's right. But again, shouldn't be forced to have, I
don't think it's a matter of force.
Nobody
I'm
can
telling you that it's
force
a good
you.
idea. I'm telling you that putting it off, it's not smart right now.
Okay.
I genuinely believe that, and I see overwhelm, and I understand that, but
yeah, again, the point of the stream was to clarify some things, and I did want to move on to some other
I know.
stuff.
She just wasn't being realistic.
Let me look this up.
She thought that was going to happen. No way, bitch.
if you want me to look it up, I'm happy to.
Look it up.
Chrissie, you haven't really.
She's like, it won't really matter because I'm definitely not doing that. You know what I mean? That's kind of where she's at. I'm definitely not going to have them on here. So you can look it up if you want, but it's not going to make any fucking difference to me personally. I refuse. What a shame, What a shame. I think it would have served her well to do that.
19.
Been 100% honest.
62.
So it's hard to move on.
No, a
66.
person permanently banned, terminated from YouTube cannot appear on another channel. YouTube's policy states that termination applies to the person, not just the channel. And featuring
Well,
a banned
is Ashton-
user
Can I
result
see?
in a new.
Is Ashton banned? Because then Ashton can just.
Oops.
If it was just Worski's
Ashton
personal,
is
because they
not
also.
banned.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I watched any of this. That's how I know anything of what's going on. I was listening to all this in the background, and their stuff was on YouTube. So,
That's the other thing. You don't really have to fucking stop everything you're doing to find out what's going on. Look, everybody knows, man. I also have a 2-year-old, and I'm a single dad. And I walk around listening to this stuff in my earbuds, and I have to hurry to the store and back because I'm leaving a 2-year-old by himself here in my apartment, and I have to rush. I forget. I lock myself out a lot of times. So you think that 2-year-old is going to get up and let me in? He sits there on his lazy ass and does not let me in. So I know the fucking problems that a fucking parent deals with, and I still have. Look, I know what's going on a little bit. So I guess it's. I guess I've shifted on this a little bit. I was sort of thinking like, oh, I'm sure Chrissie didn't knowingly do anything.
But this was on Mother's Day too. When you have a kid, you're taking care of a kid. It's 27 hours a day, like she's saying, and then it's Mother's Day, and they're all teaming up on her. It's just not fair. Not on this day.
Fuck Mother's Day. Dixon's glee. Could save world hunger watching this Mayr train wreck. Surely made a. Hey, come on. I was, if you saw earlier clips, I was sort of like, I was looking at it in the most charitable way possible, and I still think I am. But this is a fucking train wreck. I mean, you're right about that.
You know how to pick them, Pat.
Beloved Chatter said a similar thing, yeah. And I've known how to pick them for over a decade. Minimum.
Ashton's not banned. Andy is, and their editor's clip channel is, but Ashton is not banned.
Okay.
So you could have a representative.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think I might.
So is
have
there a
to
problem
do-
with that? If it doesn't get you banned?
No, I'm not going to have them on tonight. It's
we knew that.
It's not something I plan to do. You
got a plan to do.
There's already so much. There's already like too much show here, and I'm gonna have to probably do a whole nother stream just to go over the super chats.
Look at this. I'm gonna have to do another whole stream to address the super chats. Meaning, I am getting the fuck out of here.
Hit the like button.
But yeah, that's what happens when the Clippers want to become story writers.
You're talking about psychotic obsession. Doom started honing in on me lately and going after me and all this shit.
Yeah, but he's looking for content.
How much do you think Pat Dixon paid Doom to do what Doom's been doing? Because I think that happened.
Doom trying to expose me. Hey, Doom, why don't you suck a cock, you stupid fucking bitch?
Doom is threatening him left and right.
That is wrong, Doom. You should be shamed. Nothing but shame. That's how I feel. Should I turn you into block? Should I block your fucking ass? Doom, I'm going to get rid of you, and you're going to jerk off over it. Bye-bye. Dumb twat. Doom. Sick of you.
Doom, you're gone again. That's it. I'm so sick of you anyway.
And I won't back down, except the double doom. And I won't back down. You can send me up to the days of town, but I won't back down, except the double boom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.